everybody. Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. You did not see a thumbnail. You did not see a title. You were not properly warned and given any kind of heads up that I was going to do this. And I do apologize. So anyway, I was doing some videos here. I have 2 clips that I want to do. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to turn these into a live stream. And I'll just do them live so y'all can watch me do these reactions to these videos in real time because they're just so ridiculous. One is Tiffany Henyard. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought we'd have been still talking about Tiffany Henyard in the year of our Lord 2025? But we are still here. We are talking about Tiffany Henyard. She, some reason or another, I need somebody to explain this to me. Why is Tiffany Henyard in Atlanta? Why? So she is doing this Chitlin Circuit podcast interview thing where she's trying to come back and kind of reestablish herself here in Georgia. I really am praying, seriously praying, she does not try to get into politics here in Georgia. Georgia is just not ready for that type of politician. We don't need that. We do not need that. Anyway, she's on this Chitlin Circuit doing these podcasts, and I don't know much about these podcasters nor their shows, but I've seen her on several. She's trying to get her foot in. For some reason or another, I don't know what she's trying to do, what the goal is, trying to recreate herself, trying to reimagine herself, something. It's ridiculous, man. So anyway, we got Tiffany Henyard, and then you may or you may not have seen Umar Johnson, the scam, the prince of Pan-Africanism, the prince of scam Africanism. I really think he's down bad, y'all. I really think he's down bad. It is sad to watch. So recently, he has gone back to doing these parent support teleconferences, is what he's calling them, where he's in his mama's closet with the shady background back there. And it does not look professional at all. And these people are calling in. And you may have seen it, where this Asian woman calls in, and y'all, I think that woman is tricking him. I think she's playing him. And I'm going to point out some key elements of what she says to him that I think she's lying. I think she's whole cloth making this story up and just watching Umar crash out in 4K. That's what I think. So I wanted to do those 2 videos. Now, I know the Tiffany Henyard video is a little bit lengthy. It's like, it's a little long. Let me see how long it is. Yeah, it's every bit of it, 45 minutes. So Maroon Gang in the building. Absolutely, Maroon Gang in the building. So we got the Tiffany Henyard video, and then we got the Umar Johnson one. Umar Johnson one is not as long as I think. It's not as long as the Tiffany Henyard one. Let me make sure I got that one queued up. Now I'm sitting here talking like, wait, did I actually pull that video up? How crazy would that be? So let's go ahead and get started with Tiff. And we're going to see what she's talking about. Shout out to the best live channel on the internet. Hey, before I get started, I do want to say thank y'all very much. This year that we're currently in, 2025, has been amazing. My absolute best year podcasting and doing content on YouTube and social media, bar any. The best year ever. And I want to say thank you, because it's because of you all that tap into the best live chat. They get into the most electrifying comment section, that shoot me ideas, that come and watch the videos, that like the videos, comment, hype it up, all that stuff like that. It means a lot. And I really want to say thank you. I'll probably do a lot more of that, because December, we're probably just going to just do a whole bunch of Thankful Thursdays. But I just want to say thank you all for tapping in. Thank you so much for coming to these live streams, even though I didn't even plan it. I just literally said, I'm just going to go live. I could have hit record. I could have hit live. I said, I'm going to go live. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Y'all have really, truly been a blessing. And I wanted to say thank you. Whether you're day one or this is your very first day, I don't care. Thank you to all of you all. It means a lot. Thank you for rocking with us. Now, let's go talk about Tiffany Henyard. If you're not familiar, she was the former mayor of Dalton, Illinois, which is a South Chicago suburb. And for the last 2 or 3 years, she's just had a horrible run at it. Just lots of scandal, lots of negative energy, lots of shenanigans. I even went up there to Dalton, flew up there and just kind of checked out Dalton for a couple of days. And she really was just, it was just a bad mix, down bad. So at one time she was the mayor of Dalton and the supervisor of what's called the township, which is kind of like a big county, if you will. So she was the mayor of a town and then the supervisor of a county. So she called herself the super mayor. And it was just crazy. It was just crazy. There's all kinds of shenanigans. Lo and behold, she was elected out of mayor. She was elected out of being a supervisor. She's a woman without a country. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know what possessed them. But they decided to come here to Atlanta. I don't, for the life of me, man. She opened up a clothing store here in South Atlanta. And I went by and checked it out. I should have went by and checked it out this week. Maybe I'll check it out this week again. But I don't see it doing well. I really can't see it doing well where it's located. But that's another issue. Maybe I'll put the link or something up here when I do that one. But she was on a podcast trying to reimagine what happened in Dalton. So if you're not familiar with the whole Tiffany Henyard story, it's pretty interesting, to say the least. So let's go ahead and get in. Let's jump in real quick. I appreciate everybody who's jumped into the Best Live Chat. Thank you so much for hitting the like button and jumping up in here, saying what's up to you people. Hopefully you all had a beautiful and wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. If nothing more, you got a chance to hang out with your family. If nothing more, you get a little bit of time quiet and relax and reflect on the good and wonderful things that you have in life. So let's bring Tiffany in. Let's go.
This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
You were the youngest black female in office in Dalton.
Hey, May 8th, I swore in as the first youngest female. About a month after that, they filing papers.
Who's they?
The board of trustees.
What's your take on the political vibe in Atlanta?
I don't really see anybody. It's like they're hidden or they don't barely come outside.
How do you feel knowing that regardless of whatever happens, that you opened the door for others to follow in your footsteps?
So I try to tell people I did it because I love my community.
Do you feel like because you were a black woman, is that why, could that have been some of the reason why you were going through so much of
hands down. They don't want women leading.
What's your thoughts? What's your take on that? Right.
I was the most powerful person in the state of Illinois.
When you first got in office, there was a recall they were recalling from you from the position.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So basically, that's where all the jealousy and envy started. People shouldn't judge off of what you hear. This is not high school, but yet y'all treated it as though I was the entertainment. But at the end of the day, I will rise. And as I'm rising, you will watch.
Everyone's talking about my new talk show, Live with Carisha. We shoot live on Thursdays in Atlanta. It's amazing. What are you waiting for? Tap in. Hello, everybody. It's Carisha J, and welcome back to the Live with Carisha show, now streaming on the Big Facts Network. We are live and up close with my new guest today, the beautiful, the entrepreneurial, the boss, Tiffany Henyard. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you.
So,
Y'all, I know I'm going to get in a lot of trouble about this, but I'm just going to say it. Let me go ahead and get this big screen myself. This notion that every woman is a boss, every woman is a queen, every woman is to be pedestalized just because they have a lot of melanin in their skin is a misnomer. That's how we got the problems that we have. And scrutiny does not mean that you hate somebody. To scrutinize somebody doesn't mean that you hate them. It might mean very well that you think that they could do better and that you see that they're not living up to their full potential and they really are not tried and tested. Just to say that somebody's a queen just because they woke up this morning is a really bad look. And I got this feeling already that's where Carisha's going to go. So shout out to her. Shout out to Tiff. Let's go.
So for you coming to the city, Atlanta is known
my city?
It's the Mecca. It's known as Black Hollywood. It's known as the city of dreams, especially if you're an entrepreneur, a boss, a creator. So my first question is, what led you to Atlanta?
You just said it. Opportunity.
I love it. So I love it. Now, before we dive any further into this interview, I want to get to
opportunity at what though? Opportunity to do what? You could have done all the things that you're talking about doing. You could have done those in Dalton, where people already knew your name. Why did you leave almost 14 hours away to come to Atlanta? Now, again, Atlanta's a beautiful place. I'm a transplant. I love Atlanta. But why did you come all the way to Atlanta to do the things that you're doing when you could have did those things right there in Dalton? That's just my question.
nitty gritty. First, I want to give a special thank you to all of my sponsors who made this taping happen. Shout out to my sponsors. let me not mess anybody up. Thank you to Stephanie Fontes and Associates with Keller Realty. Thank you to HHF, the Hip Hop Fraternity in Las Vegas. And thank you to, once again, 29 Sky Entertainment, music label, and Uber transfer service in Atlanta. So shout out to all of our sponsors. Now
Uber
back
transfer.
to you.
Yes.
So my next question, how do you envision contributing to a community leadership and public service here in the city moving forward?
Well, I believe it's all about education.
Yes.
If you can educate the public, I think they will make better choices, whether it's politics, which I call politricks, or just being an entrepreneur or coming to shop.
Why you call it politics?
Because the saying goes, if you can trick them, you can beat them.
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
What?
Now that you're here to the city, what's your take on the political vibe in Atlanta?
It's kind of quiet. From where I come from, everything's fast track. Here it's a little slower, so it's a little too slow for my taste. I'm kind of used to the fast, upbeat. I don't really see anybody, so I'm kind of new to that. I'm used to politicians like myself, always in your face, always on the street, always being one with the people.
Right.
That's what I'm used to. But here it's like that hidden nerd. They don't barely come outside. I don't know. I don't run into them nowhere.
You don't. Okay, so you haven't seen any of the politicians
No.
outside, even with the past election we just had.
Nobody came to the doors. I didn't see any of that.
So one of the problems is here in Atlanta, well, this is a much bigger city. Dalton, Illinois is nothing. I mean, the town that I live in outside of Atlanta is bigger than Dalton. So be so for real. The problem is Tiffany Henyard is not, we're not going to be outside. You're not going to see your local politicians at Lenox Mall. You're probably not going to see your local politicians at the Dogwood Festival. Okay, you're just not. They're going to be, there are levels to this. And Tiffany Henyard, you are not at that level yet, where you're being invited to events, where you're meeting people, movers and shakers in Atlanta. Keep in mind also, movers and shakers in Atlanta are not always on the ballot. A lot of your movers and shakers are not on the ballot. They are not people that are out there in the throes of it. And you're like, oh, I know that person. You could walk past a mover and shaker right at your local Quick Trip. I hate to say it. There's a lot of folk that you don't know. So I think the fact that she wants to come in here and believes that everybody should move like, no, we don't move like that. We just don't. Now of course there are, but a lot of these people are not. You're not going to see them like that. A lot of these people are bivocational. They're out there grinding. They're doing a thing like that. But where they're hobnobbing and rubbing shoulders, you have not been invited to yet. That's just it. There's just levels to this. For the black sphere, for the multi-ethnic sphere, whatever it is like that, you're not invited. We're not inviting you anywhere. And I'll tell you I hate to say it, one of the first places that a lot of people start out all their politicking and stuff like that is in church. I hate it, but that's how they get down here in Atlanta. So, and that's like a lot of places, but Atlanta is very common, very common. So
I don't know if your structure is different as it relates to y'all text and email only or sending out mailers, but I don't see no boots on the ground. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to boots on the ground.
Oh, you don't see boots on the ground in
I
Atlanta?
do not.
I did see Andre.
The reason she's saying that is like, wait, girl, Tiffany coming in here like she knows how Atlanta moves, and you don't. You don't. First of all, you're saying the word Atlanta. There are 9 Atlantas, if not 12. Okay, it depends on who you ask. Who you ask about Atlanta is going to really greatly impact what your experience is. And I don't know if Carisha is a AT alien. I don't know if she's Georgian by birth. I'm not Georgian by birth. I am a transplant adoptee, but I will give you a different experience than if you just ask somebody who just came in last Tuesday from Chicago. I'm just saying.
Do something with I don't want to misquote on what he did, but he was outside for a few events. Okay. But I think they were more in the downtown, like right in the heart of Atlanta. Now, as for like the outskirts of the other cities, your Decatur, your Stockbridge, your Riverdale, your College Park, those political figures, I don't know if they are putting their boots on.
And those are South Atlanta. See, those places that she just named, those are South Atlanta. Those are all south of 20. There's not one of those that's above 20. So everything else that she's mentioned, she would have mentioned Buckhead, Midtown, Doraville, Cobb counties, and such of that nature. All those things are north of 20. Tiffany, welcome to Atlanta.
On the ground, but I will say, Andre Dickens be on it. I can't speak for anybody else, but have you met him yet? What's your thoughts on Mr. Dickens?
I met him in the past when I was the super mayor. I was the mayor and the supervisor of Thornton Township. Good guy, down to earth, but he already have a base. It's kind of hard to beat the incumbent. So he has a base, so he don't barely have to do much to win his second season.
Right.
I heard his numbers was up there that he didn't have to have a runoff. And that's another thing. Y'all have runoffs here, whereas we don't have a runoff in Illinois. Basically, if you win during the primary, you got the most votes, you won the seat.
Right.
Here is the top two that get the most votes. Then you do a runoff, which is coming up in December.
Right. I remember we spoke about that about a week ago. So you said in Dalton? Dalton, so if you have the most votes, you won.
Correct.
So in Atlanta, well, I guess in Georgia, they do a runoff where they pick the top two candidates.
The top two vote getters, yes.
What if the difference is so far, like somebody has 10,000 votes and then the second candidate has like 3,000 votes?
They normally set it from what my understanding at a cap. So whoever get the 10,000 votes the most, you got to get over 50%. I'll say that. Whoever gets over 50%, you win. That's why Andre for Atlanta, he won his seat. He got over 50% of the vote. So his competition, he has none.
Right. You're right. He definitely doesn't have any competition. So you certainly landed during a trying time in the world. There's been a lot of conversation lately about members of the Black community leaving the Democratic Party.
Ooh.
Yes, that's been the topic of the day on social media, like in the podcast world. Have you heard anything about that?
Oh yes, they talking, honey.
They are
talking.
They are talking. What's your thoughts about that?
I'm really, really happy that people are entertaining the conversation. I really want people to.
I do want to say real quick, I just want to jump in. What she said about Mayor Dickens he's the mayor of Atlanta. What she said was just wrong. There were 4 candidates running against Mayor Dickens. He got 85% of the votes. So there's already 4 candidates already. So there was already a problem with what she just gave as an example right there. So I don't think she knows what she's talking about. So she really should. If you're there, and if you're coming into Atlanta, one of the things I've learned about Atlanta is just be quiet, just relax, chill. Even if you have high aspirations and goals, sock up your money, go around and meet some people, get involved in some things like that, but keep your mouth shut because you're going to say something that's going to be wrong and it's going to put you in a bad position. Now, Tiffany Henry, I don't know if she's going to wipe the stench of who she actually is off, but that's beside the point. She just literally said something totally wrong about the electoral process here in Atlanta. And I think that's part of the problem. Like, she don't know what she's talking about. Like, I mean, it would help her. Like, putting your top and bottom lip together would be very beneficial for her. Okay, let's go.
To educate themselves so they understand who does what, how it works, and what's the process.
Right.
Because everybody's pointing the finger at they did it, left, right, okay, whatever.
Right.
But no one's coming with facts. People just talking because they don't like someone. I want people this time around to actually go do your research. Then you can speak with facts and not fictional.
Well, one thing that I've heard from a lot of people is that a lot of people are saying that people keep voting for Democrats or keep voting Democrat, but the Democrats aren't doing anything for the Black community.
That's true.
So
I lived it. That's true.
You lived it. You mean
I lived it because I am a Democrat. I ran as a Democrat. And if you go check my voting record, that's what I always pull, a Democrat ballot. And Democrats really need some help. And I'm here to say it proudly that a lot of them don't belong in the seats that they're in. Residents have to really research them and stop listening because they say they're a Democrat don't mean they for you. Mm-hmm. They're normally for themselves. You have to really pay attention and change the narrative that we see right now.
Right.
Because right now, Republicans are doing a good job to me. This is my opinion.
No, of
Everybody
course.
got their own opinion.
Everyone has their own opinion.
I think this is a very interesting conversation. So somebody asked who is the young lady that's interviewing Tiffany Henyard, and apparently it's a podcast here in Atlanta called the Carisha Talk Show. I'll find the link and make sure I have it in there. But this is a very interesting take that, there's some instances where Tiffany has these moments of clarity where I think she's right on the money. I think she's right on the money. We should, investigate our elected officials, really do our research. I agree with that 1,000%. That's on both sides of the aisle, Democrat or Republican, and independent. Everybody should research their candidates and know who they're voting for, but be willing to say, hey, my candidate is not the right candidate for this position. I know that they have the right letter after their name, but they're not the right candidate for this position because they don't see things like I see them and vote accordingly. That might mean that you vote differently than how you've been voting. I think that that's fair. I'll give her kudos for being fair.
And where I'm only speaking because I lived it by me being a Democrat, and my very own is the ones that was attacking me.
Right.
And they're Democrats.
Right.
So make it make sense. And then once they got the seat, they did nothing for the people. So
And you mean the seat back home where you're
back
from?
home in Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, in Illinois, yes. And I have a song called Stand on Business, my book. And I have a song called To Feed the People.
To feed the people.
Yes. So they're starving the people and feeding the board. My song go, I'm starving the board, I'm feeding the people. And that's what I did. I've always fed the people. You put the people first,
Right.
you will always succeed.
Right. Before you got here today, I was doing my research on you, and I seen you back home doing a food drive.
Yes.
And when she said she was feeding the people, Miss Ma'am was really out there feeding the people. And just to back her up a little bit, you said that the political figures here don't have their boots on the ground. I will say I saw her boots on the ground, honey. She was handing out eggs, turkeys. Like
Yes.
you didn't have your assistants out there. I didn't see no volunteers. And I didn't even see no security. I don't know if you had security, and then it was lines of cars. It looked
Correct.
like thousands of cars that pulled up.
Right, it is. We feed thousands of people every year. We have the largest food pantry in the state of Illinois. And basically now that people have taken over the food pantry, now they're not feeding the people.
No.
They only giving a turkey. When you came and ate from me, your super mayor, I gave you greens, beans, potatoes, yams, you name it, it's in the box. But now they suffering. And that hurts my heart because that's not what public service stands for. It's all about giving back and making a way for those that can't make a way. And then making sure that people understand how to grow from where they are.
Right.
Because a lot of people are content with staying where they are, and I'm not. I always want growth. You should learn something every single day. You're never too old, too young to learn something new.
So what she just said contradicted what she said literally 2 breaths before. Because if the people are growing and getting better each year, maybe they don't need as much food doled out. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that was because they weren't growing. Maybe they had not learned. Maybe they're not trying to better themselves. Maybe these people have found opportunities to better themselves and they don't need that kind of stuff like that. Or maybe some other opportunities have become available. Because, we talked to, we remember the Free Indeed food pantry right there in the middle of Dalton that was thriving, feeding tons of people every week. Maybe they've gotten better. Maybe we need to double back and check that out. I need to follow up on that. But my point is simply this: everything isn't a government program, and just doling. And the young lady is thinking like, well, Tiffany is feeding these people. No, she's not feeding these people. This is their tax money going into feeding them. Again, their taxes go to the government. The government feeds them. That's wild work. That's crazy work. So I don't think this young lady knows the fullness of it. And she's kind of giving away that she doesn't know everything. So let's go ahead and let her finish up.
Have you reached out to the people that took when you stepped down and somebody take over the pantry back in Illinois?
Well, I didn't step down. I lost my seat over in Illinois. And basically, it's a different person that stole the election. So all the stuff that...
Stole the election? She probably talked about Napoleon Harris. Hey, I've heard some good things, some bad things. I've talked to different people in Dalton since he's gotten in place. This is a wild story. This is a wild story, man. So she's talking about Napoleon Harris. Bless his heart.
I will say this about Trump, that Trump states fake news, election rigging, stealing seats. It's happening. It's happening in Illinois. And I was right there to see it
What?
at the caucus in December of
Oh,
2024,
she's talking about the
where
caucus.
a person came and stole the election. They didn't even let the people in to vote.
What?
Yes, it was voter suppression at its worst. The news covered it. They saw it all, but guess what? No one did anything. People signed affidavits saying they wanted their vote to count, did not count. And that person just stole the seat.
Those are very shocking revelations. So,
Yes.
what can we do about that?
Well, the people got to stand up. They got to take.
Okay, I know that, and maybe because we have been watching Tiffany Henyard's story for the better part of like 2 years, we're kind of like over this. Whatever. We're not going to talk about the caucus anymore. We're not going to talk about the brawl for it all. All that stuff is whatever. That stuff is all done. Let's move forward. Why are you here in Atlanta, girl? Why are you here in Atlanta? And I will say this though. Let me stop being funny. I would sit down if Tiffany wanted to sit down. I have a studio where she can come. We could sit down and have a conversation, and I think it would be very edifying. I think a lot of people would learn some stuff because I don't care nothing about what happened in Dalton. I want to know about why you here in my city. That's what I want to know. So if Tiffany ever wants to do another interview, and again, I'm her opposition. I'm not favorable to Tiffany, so this would be a fair, but I believe I've positioned myself that I try my best to be fair, even with people I don't like, even with people I don't rock with. So I think it would be a fair interview and give you an opportunity to really state your case. But we're not selling any flim flam. Why are you here in Atlanta, girl? Why are you here?
The stands and they can't go mute. They have to come together as a whole, not just 1, 2, 3, 100, 200. It has to be thousands of people to take a stance against corruption, against election rigging. That's why it's a lot of things that Trump say. He's right on point.
Right.
Because I've seen it and I lived it.
I want to go back a little bit about the stealing of the seats back home. So you're saying the person who's in office now back in your city where you came
Correct.
from, you don't think he got that position fair and square?
And I know he did not get that seat fair
Fair
and
and square.
square.
Okay.
I know that for a fact because
Dang.
my name was part of being chosen as the supervisor
Napoleon, she
and
calling
several
you out,
other people that
Napoleon.
want to put their name in the hat. A caucus. A caucus is where people go and they have one day where the residents come out and they can vote for who they want to place on the ballot. That's how they used to do it way back yonder.
Right.
And now they brought that same thing back and they had people in the building that was not registered to vote, did not live in Thornton Township, and basically they was in there voting. And that's what I mean by what Trump's saying is true. That is happening in the Democrat Party.
Oh, Lord. Is that what drove you to leave the city and come to Atlanta, or was that part of it?
But yes, that's part of it. Basically, I came here for opportunity and growth and basically have a better opportunity for our kid.
Right.
That's pretty
Your daughter.
deranged, yes.
What's her name again?
Justice.
Y'all, her daughter is so beautiful.
Yes, thank
We're going to get into her a little later.
Okay.
Okay, wait. What opportunities and what growth are you looking for here in Atlanta? Now we do. I mean, I believe you can, if you put your nose to the grindstone and focus on your task, you can succeed pretty much anywhere. I do believe that. Depends on what it is that you're offering. You can succeed anywhere. Okay, especially here in America. Let me just say it like that. Here in the United States, you really is the opportunities are still just wide open. If you have an open mindset and you're looking to grow and to better yourself, you can do well. So what are you here in Atlanta doing? Because you could be doing this in Chicago or Detroit. Good gracious, go on to New York and see what they got going on over there. Why are you here?
I'm sorry to hear that. That's shocking.
Yeah.
That's shocking. Do you feel like because you were a black woman, is that why, could
Oh,
that
yeah.
have been some of the reason why you were going through so
Oh
much
yeah,
of
hands down. They don't want women leading, especially in the most powerful position that I held.
Right.
I was the most powerful person in the state of Illinois. People.
Somebody in Illinois, please let me know. I keep hearing her say she was the most powerful most powerful person in Illinois. That's more than the governor? More than the mayor of Chicago? You are more powerful than the mayor of Chicago? I don't think Dalton is that big in Thornton Township, respectfully. I mean, okay, that is some wild work right there. And please understand, we can definitely have an argument for about 2 days about women in leadership. I think we can have a good discussion about that. I think there's a lot of room to tease that out. I don't think it's an open and shut case. I don't think so at all. But let's just be honest. Tiffany doesn't represent good leadership, though. It's not because she's a woman. It's not because she's a black woman. It's because she's just not a good person. and she doesn't have the financial and the business acumen to lead. She's just not a good leader. That's it. That's all it is. I mean, you could have if Tiffany was Tyrone Henyard, he'd be out too. It's not just because if Tiffany was Bob Smith and he was white, he'd be out. If you was Sally Smith and you was white, you'd be out too. You're just a bad leader. That's all it is. Because she's not going to mention it, and I'll just give you a spoiler alert. She's not going to mention the fact that everybody in Dalton's like 90-something% black. And then people of color, I want to say, is like 95%. It's a high number. There's not a lot of white people there. So it ain't got nothing to do with race. And there's a lot of women there, a lot of single moms live in Dalton. So it's not that either. You're just not a good person.
That runs for whether it's a judge, whether it's a governor, whether it's mayors or trustees, which y'all call councilmen here. Whenever you run, you come to see a person like myself, the supervisor. The supervisor holds the weight of all the votes in the Southland. That was my power. And that's what they tried to, that's what they did when they removed me from office by not allowing me to be on the ballot. I had to run as a write-in, literally, run as a write-in. You know, people, ladies, they're not going to really write you in, especially so many thousands of people to write your name in. Don't get me wrong, I got some, but it's still an educational campaign that you have to do to win a write-in election.
That's crazy.
But now, they miss me. They crying.
They crying
want
now.
me to come back.
Would you go back?
No, I'm done with that. Been there, done that. I am done, girl. I'm moving on to something bigger.
Now, I have heard that things are not as sunshine and rainbows as they would like it to be. I have heard that. But there's a level of being the fact that she left and did not, there's still information that the new administration in Dalton has not been able to find and get access to. So there's been some growing pains, if you will. So yeah, you might not want to come back up there because the FBI might be looking for you. This is just a wild take, though, for real. Let her go.
Because if I would not have went through that, I wouldn't be able to tell my story. Like, everything's a test, but this is my testimony. So now I want to share with the world. I want to educate others to learn and see what people are doing and know how to combat it before it happens to them.
Well said. I want to change gears a little bit. Yeah. There's also been a growing conversation that, back to the Democratic Party we're talking about, that black Republicans are more professionally and financially successful than black Democrats. What's your thoughts? What's your take on that?
Yeah.
Black Republicans are more. I've never heard this argument before. This argument, okay, I got to back that up a little bit. Hold on, let's back that up. I've never heard this before. But let me hear her say it again. Hold on.
How to combat it before it happens to them.
Well said. I want to change gears a little bit. Yeah. There's also been a growing conversation that, back to the Democratic Party we're talking about, that black Republicans are more professionally and financially successful than black Democrats. What's your thoughts? What's your take on that?
Yeah.
No, I live here in Atlanta. No, man, they so wait. Am I to believe that only Republicans have No, that's just not true. I'm sorry, this is not true. I know tons of my friends who are Democrats that are financially solvent. Their kids go to private school. Their families are taken care of. They have businesses and such like that. And I know Republicans as well. So that's just a weird. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I can see that. I think they got more structured, more strategic, and I think they move a little different because they listen.
What do you mean when you say they listen?
We over talk. Nobody can educate you because you think you know everything, and that's the problem that people have, and that's why we miss the message. And I think that's what's wrong with America now. We all want to be heard, but no one's pausing to listen.
What are you talking about?
And now we can basically go to the table and say, well, such and such said they want eggs. This person said they want bacon. And instead of us saying, nope, they getting ham and they getting egg whites. That ain't what they want.
Right.
No one's listening, but we're just trying to get past it, and that's the problem.
Okay, you know what? I take something back. I take something back, y'all. I said I didn't necessarily like the hostess, the interviewer. I do like the interviewer. You know why? Because she is not saying anything. She is letting that woman talk. And in times past, like with Roland Martin or anybody else at Tiffany Henyard, because Tiffany Henyard's superpower is that you don't know you have not done any research. That's what she's usually getting away with. This woman is allowing her to talk, and I think she's doing a great job, actually. At this moment, up to right now, Carisha is doing a great job allowing Tiffany just to talk. And whether or not she makes sense, now I think she needs to maybe ask some developmental questions after the fact and be like, well, what does that mean? But you know what? I'm going to give her kudos. I give her a hat tip that she at least is letting her talk and letting her, whatever she fall off the cliff, let her fall off the cliff. Okay, shout out to Carisha.
I feel like, just to piggyback off what you said, I feel like you definitely should take a step back and listen to, especially if you're in the higher up.
Yes.
If you're like a mayor or a president or a council member or a congressman, as you said, you should take a step back and listen to the people.
I agree.
When you were in office, did you like, let me just listen to the people and see what they want and what they need?
Always.
And what did you hear? Like, what did you hear about the community?
Sure, I heard a lot. And so a lot of times they wanted their trees trimmed. Majority of the time they care about the vacants, which we had a lot of vacants in our community. Mm-hmm. So we did
You mean the
demos.
unhomed?
Yeah, basically the vacant homes.
Okay.
So basically,
okay.
Yeah, so basically
Vacants.
we basically did demo. So we demo properties that have been vacant for years, been an eyesore. So that was on my roster. We also made sure with the food. I'm real big on the food because when the person prior to me had the seat, they didn't put the things that I placed in the box. When you come get a food box from me, you got everything in the box to do a complete meal.
I saw the box. I saw the boxes.
Even the
it was a
season-
big white box, y'all.
Yes. And the seasons in it. You got season salt,
You
garlic.
put seasoning in the box?
Yes, ma'am. You ain't got to go do nothing. You do some just put it on the
She
put it
said
on
you
the
don't
meat.
even need to go get the Lowry seasoned salt. It's
No.
already going to be in the box.
That's right. Amen, sister girl.
I
That's
love
why they
that.
always came and got everything from me. So basically, it's like $150 box. Which you know, when you go to the grocery store now, we spending $200-300 easily.
I'm telling you.
Easily.
I'm telling you.
And that ain't even the meats.
I'm telling you. What's going on in the grocery store right now is a catastrophe. I went grocery shopping. Have you been to Kroger yet?
Yes.
Kroger has got to do better. I don't know
Yes.
how that compares to back home. What grocery store do y'all have in Dalton?
We got
Jewel.
Pete's. Well, it's not
Pete's?
in Dalton, but it's Kansas City. Yep, Pete's
Not a
grocery
Pete's.
store.
Oh, y'all got-
yeah.
oh.
Okay.
I love it though. So everything's fresh in there.
Okay.
I miss Pete's. I would say
Shout
that.
out to Pete's, because I need to pull up and see if Pete's is doing what Kroger is doing. Because y'all, I spent $167
Ooh.
at Kroger. I got food for 2 days.
Dang.
Maybe
Yep.
3. And it
That's
wasn't
all right.
even full meals.
Yes.
I think the first day we made spaghetti. The second day we did something cheap, like some chicken breast and rice. And the third day we had sandwiches.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry. I am a Kroger stan. Look, I'll fight you for Kroger. I just left from Kroger with the girls today. That's not true. I'm sorry. Whatever she's talking about. That's just not true. Right. Like, what did you actually buy? Like, what did you actually buy? Don't tell me how much you spent. Tell me what you bought. I bought 5 pounds of chicken breast, 8 pounds of broccoli, 20 pounds of rice, whatever. Tell me what you actually bought, because it sounds very much like if you bought $160 worth of food that only lasts you 2 days, ma'am, you're not buying. I don't know what you're buying. You're getting your toiletries at Kroger. I probably wouldn't get your toiletries there. I'd probably get those at Walmart or whatnot. But I think you get my point. Like, no, you did not spend $160 and only eat for 2 days. That's just not happening.
Sandwiches. After I got my sugar, my Kool-Aid, some tea bags, that was like,
Yep.
groceries.
Yes.
My heart goes out to the families, especially
I
this
agree.
season with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. My hope is that everybody just has something to eat.
Yes.
Like today on the way over here, I was in a grocery store and the guy behind me at Kroger again. They had chicken. They had already made chicken wings at Kroger. And this is a true story, y'all. Earlier today, he thought the chicken wings were on sale for $6. This was a man who had 2 kids in the line with him.
Wow.
This lady, I felt like she kind of put him on blast because he said that the chicken wings were on sale for $6. She said the chicken wings were $12. I could tell that he didn't have the money, so I just told her to put the chicken wings on my tab, and I paid for his chicken wings. And I could just see he didn't have to say much. His eyes said enough.
Yeah.
And I just felt so happy. And I think I'm going to start doing that. We all have to help each other. So whenever I'm in a grocery store, if somebody look like they short, or if I could just,
Yes.
be a lending hand to somebody with the chicken or the flour, the hams, greens, tomatoes, as you said, I'm
Yep.
going to help.
Yep.
It's funny because Kroger still has a policy. If you come up there, if the price rings up different than it is on the rack, So if you scan the item, it comes up $12. You say no. Back there on the rack, it says $6. If they go and find it, if they send an associate back there and they see that it's $6, you get the whole thing for free. Because I don't know what happened with this whole story that she's telling, and it's such of that nature. But if you, I think it needs to be developed in, and we need to dig into that a little bit more. I need to dig into it a little bit more. All right, let's go.
It's a tough time out there.
That's right. I love it. Thank you.
God bless you on that. God, because you definitely will feed the people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on you on that one. So what's your thoughts right now on Donald Trump's and the way his campaign is going for the United States?
Well, I think that, again, people should educate themselves before judging, because a lot of time people always judge a book by its cover. You got to open it up and read.
Right.
If you read, you will find out other truths that is not being broadcast by the fake news. So
I love that. Everybody, I pulled up some of the. I pulled up.
So what do you think? Okay, so we're assuming that you have opened up the book, that you've read the book, you've opened up the cover, you read the book. So what did you actually read, Tiff? Tell us what you read. Crazy work.
Some of his key achievements. So we're gonna break this down.
Okay.
While we're diving into all things Donald Trump, and these are a few of his key recent achievements.
Okay.
One, the most big thing is the One Big Beautiful Bill,
Yes.
where he's allegedly delivering one of the largest tax cuts in history. Another thing is reducing the federal workforce. Something else I found was tightening up border and immigration enforcement, where he declared a national emergency at the border. And lastly, he's working on a Golden Dome missile defense system. So some analysts argued that they don't necessarily help the people, while some are skeptical and some are saying that these type of things that he's doing are only going to help the rich get ahead. So my question to you is, do you think any of the key achievements I just listed are going to leave a good mark in history for his campaign as for really helping not the rich, but the working class people?
I do. I think Trump means well, and I think he does a great job on giving back to the people. I really do. In the bill, he had other things that give people tax breaks. I did read over it, and I think that, again, if people educate themselves, they will find what I'm finding, instead of listening to somebody that just don't like someone just because of what you heard about, but don't even know if it's true. You know? So
I hate that.
But Tiffany, you could. I don't think she read over that bill. I'm just gonna be 100% honest with you. That's fine, right? I guess Tiffany's MAGA now. Whatever, ma'am. She just listed off 4 things. One of the things you could talk about is the migrant crisis at the border, because Dalton was heavily impacted because Chicago's a sanctuary city. And so the economy of Dalton is downstream from Chicago, both literally and figuratively. So this influx of migrants into the city of Chicago is going to have an impact. It had an impact, rather, on Dalton. You could just talk about that alone and be very specific and say, hey, because they reduced the amount of people that are coming across the border, it reduced the load on Chicago, which negatively impacted Dalton, which negatively impacts Atlanta. Let's be honest. Atlanta just doesn't want to declare themselves a sanctuary city. So I just think that these things could be teased out a whole lot more.
Researcher. I'm not gonna be the one to not like somebody because of what the media or what anybody is saying.
That's what they do.
Child, that's childish.
That's a hate campaign.
That's definitely we don't do hate campaigns at Live Lucretia, honey.
Yep.
We go off the heart.
Yes, that part.
One thing that's amen. One thing that has been a long running conversation on the Live Lucretia platform, and I can't wait to ask you your opinion on this, is do you think the Black community deserves reparations?
Sure. Why not? Why not?
On my cameras. I like her. On my cameras. Okay, so tell us why. Why do you think we do?
It's been a long time that we haven't got part of our dues. And I think it's time to, for someone to step up and make it right. Make us whole. Everyone talks about it. It goes to every single politician. It goes on their desk, and nothing ever happens.
Ever.
So someone has to take the stand and actually make that happen. And that's what I mean about we have to all come together. We all come together. It would happen. It would. But if it's just 1, 100, 1,000, it's not going to happen. It's not enough people making enough noise about it. More the merrier. But we don't know how to stay unified. We too busy tearing each other down like crabs in a barrel, and I can't stand that for us. I want us to literally just have this round table discussion and actually talk about what is the plan and execute the plan.
Execute the plan, yes.
That's it.
Yes. What would you say would be the first step for us to make it happen. Reparations for the Black community.
I like the fact that she's asking questions because she knows Tiffany don't know what Tiffany talking about. Tiffany is out over her skis too far for sure. You know what? Shout out to Carisha. You know, I think there's some good questions. I disagree with Tiffany wholeheartedly, but at least this woman is asking a secondary and tertiary question. Let's go.
I think you should get someone from every community, whether that's a mayor, a councilman, a spokesperson for that city, and everyone should be in that room. And we should all talk about whatever people feel that is for them. Because everybody have a different opinion of what it is.
They do.
So then you put it on the board, and then we pick the top 5 or the top 10, and that's what we go after. But we cannot do that if everybody got a different opinion of what it should be.
Right.
And it should all come out to be whatever the top 5 is. That's what I think.
I love. See, a woman.
Structure, baby.
Structure.
Yes.
A woman will that's a good start
Yes.
because no one has said that. The first thing people say, as soon as you say anything about the Black community getting ahead, the Black community getting any kind of revenue to get ahead, the first thing is an automatic no. But when you start with, let's get a leader from every single area to get into a room, that's the first thing.
That's first.
Before we
That's it.
even talking about a coin or a deposit or a Cash App or a Zelle, we got to get important people from all over the world
that can move
to get to a room. And
Oh, no, we don't need to do that because that same mental energy that we are spending to argue about reparations, and again, I disagree with reparations. I don't think that there's any case logically. Well, let me back that up. Strike that. There's no case biblically for reparations. Now, we can say that, you know, they did this for this people group and that people group. You can go ahead and argue that. As a Christian, I don't see any way to make that square that peg, but I digress. The amount of time and effort put into arguing about whether or not we can get reparations could be that same energy could be applied to a countless group of other things that we have right now in our control. And we can resolve those issues right now. And it will look like reparations to us because we will resolve some financial issues, some economic problems and struggles that we have as the highly melanated community. I don't think there's any real value. What we're doing, the reparation argument is taking the look off of your regular paycheck, taking a look off of your regular spending and putting it out here. And you're basically making a deposit in this genie in a bottle, this lottery, if you will, wanting it to hit. You put all your effort into this lottery, all your effort into rubbing this genie instead of looking at what you have right in front of you, your regular paycheck, looking at how you're spending your money. Are you financially solvent? If they gave you $20 million, what would you do next Tuesday? Be broke? So you're not even investing in yourself right now. And don't tell me you're going to invest in yourself when you get reparations, because you could be investing right now for free. You don't need reparations to invest in yourself and build yourself up and know how to handle money, how money works, how money is made. Are you doing those things? You have those vehicles in place right now? No, because we over here putting our hope in this genie in a bottle, this lottery. You're getting your little scratch all every Friday, getting your scratch all, and you're just wasting time and energy. My name is Jason.
Write down our list of what reparations look like for us.
Correct.
Because you're right. Some people might say it's $1 million for everybody. Some people might say it's to clear all the debt that the Black community has. Some people say may wipe away all student loans. We don't know.
I hear so many. That's why I didn't name one, because
Right.
it's so many.
You're right.
Everybody got an opinion. I'm like, okay, well, whatever you feel is, that's what it is. That's what it is. But we, meaning the leaders, have to take the stance and say, okay, these are the top 5 we're gonna go after. And then make it
you
happen.
become a leader.
Now you go put it on the floor. You go see your U.S. Reps. You go see your Congress, your senators. And now you make them create this bill to give you what you need.
I like
but
that.
until someone takes the lead, it just gonna all be talk. It's all noise. That's all distractions, you ask me. Because after all these years, it's been decades, right?
Decades.
Why haven't nothing happened? Nothing has happened.
Now, Ukraine got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Ukraine got a lot of money.
Yeah, they did.
The Chinese community got some kind of law for their protection. Like, there's been so much that's happened for other people, but not the brown community.
That's true. But I do, one thing
But
I'll
what-
say, Trump just gave, everybody $2,000?
Where? Did the $2,000 pass?
Yeah, I heard he did.
I heard it. I didn't hear too much about
it. I haven't seen nothing yet to say, hey, look what he just did. But that's what everyone's stating. But
Right.
again, that's what I mean about research. But he got a lot of great ideas, but
why did you
sometimes
say
people
that
got to
then?
just pause on the noise. Y'all distracting us with all this other nonsense that really don't matter to the people. What we care about is what are you doing for the people.
Right.
But you're distracting us with this file, that file, this case. Okay, what we
Release the
gonna do?
Epstein files.
Come on, all this time, like please stop. But if they do though, it's a distraction until we wake up and see that it's a distraction to keep us from asking for important things like you just stated.
Right.
When we gonna do that?
So what's stopping us from right now educating ourselves and being the most financially solvent people in America right now? What's stopping Black people from that? What is stopping that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Like, why not? Why are we not focusing on that? That could be a focus, and we can be going hard in the paint for that, if you will. Let's
Love
go.
it. Well said.
Yeah.
I like you, Tiffany.
Yeah,
Miss
thank you.
Tiffany.
Same here.
Let's change gears a little bit. So you served as the mayor of Dalton for several years. Looking back, what do you consider the most defining moment of your time in office, and how did that shape your approach to leadership?
Man, this is for anybody that's in the room, anybody that want to be an entrepreneur. If you're in school, got classmates, watch the company you keep.
Oh.
That is so important. I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're a celebrity, singer, rapper, watch the company you keep. That would be my defining moment in my tenure as mayor and supervisor. Because the people placed around me, whether they was planted there or people that was there to sabotage me, all that, don't get me wrong, built my character because I'm still pushing and still going. I have the resilience now, but it's just a matter of the people that was around me that wanted to see me fall, and you right next to me. And it's sad because I'm thinking we together, but we ain't together. So I would say that to anybody that's watching. Be wary of the people you call friend, because friend is a friend end. It's an end in friend.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody can go
Not
to the
friend
next
with an
stage,
end.
next step with you. Sometimes people there for that season.
Right.
But you gotta understand the
Friend with an
reason.
end.
Right.
So you can move on to your next season. But sometimes it don't include the person you came to the party with. And they not okay with that. Then that's when the jealousy come, the envy come, and the sabotage come. So my advice to youth or anybody, it may not just be you, but I'm gonna say you because they still learning, is watch the company you keep. You remember how your mom used to say, hey, watch that little boy you with. Hey, watch that girl you with.
All the time.
Remember how they used to always tell you that? Because it's discernment, right? They saw something, felt something. It's the same thing. And I just want them to see, hey, we going to rise. At the end of the day, we still going to rise, but you got to watch the people closest.
Right on.
She really big on catchphrases and, I call it memeology, basically. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Tip? This is a very interesting interview. Shout out.
Let's go back a little bit. While you were in office, did you notice something about somebody around you?
Yeah, always. Like, for instance, what we do is I'll say something here like, oh, that table brown, but I'm going to buy blue in the mall.
Right.
Now, only you and me know that, and him and her, right? But now, tomorrow, if we on the block, and they saying, Tiffany buying a blue table. How you know that? Who told you that? Ooh. I ain't tell nobody but me, you, him, and her. Mm-hmm. Why is that out in the streets if we was the only ones in the room? Or if I'm talking to you, I'll just tell you something directly because I just need to know if what's going to happen with it. And then next thing I know, it's on the internet. What the heck? I only told you. It's all kinds of ways that people can figure out who for them and who not.
Right.
But again, you have to be smart enough to want to see the truth. Sometimes people don't want to see the truth because it's their friend.
Right.
Or they love one, family member. Even family
What are you
does.
talking about,
Right.
Tip?
But you have to pay attention. Just throw a test out there and you'll get your answer. You may not like it, but you're going to get the answer.
Did you find out who that person was during that time, and how did you deal with it? How did you handle them?
You just slowly start cutting ties, cutting people off, but then that's when all the collapsing of things around you start happening because you start cutting them off and they see that you being distant towards them, but now they in control of your whole operation. So if they're in control of your operation, what happens next? Everything start collapsing.
Right.
Now everybody's saying is you is this, but you're never in charge. You have a title, but you're never the one pulling the strings. And that's what people got to understand once they do get in the political arena. Normally, the head is never the person pulling the strings.
Ooh.
You're just I don't call it, you're a puppet, because I mean you're a puppet. You're just there. You're just a seat warmer. You're just the face of the city, the village, the town. But yet it's the other people, whether it's the board members running the city or an administrator or a manager. Them the ones normally that run city. But everybody think it's the mayor. It is not.
So while you were mayor, were there people higher up that you had to answer to who might have been, giving you orders or things to do and telling you, listen, we want you to do this, we want you to do that, we want it done this way, and you had no choice but to follow those orders?
Oh no, that's why I'm not in office today. If I would have followed orders and did attention, I would still be in office because people want you to do what you're told, not do what you want because they feel you are controlled and that I am not. So that's why I'm not there anymore because they had to do this big smear campaign to get me removed from office by making the people not believe in me, not believe that I'm good for a community. But now I love, like I said before, that I'm being vindicated in front of the people right now today because everything I implemented, everything I've done, created for them, they're no longer getting. So it shows you who was for you. And it's crazy because
And I've said this before. I think we need to have a conversation about what is the role and proper role of government. Is the government's role to feed you? If you are an able-bodied individual, I'm not saying those persons who are on the fringes of the discussion, but for the vast majority, is the government's position to feed you? And I think we can have that discussion. And sadly, it seems like Tiffany does not understand that still, that the role of government, they didn't get people to believe against you. Tiffany, people saw what you were doing. They saw that the FBI was there. They saw the havoc and chaos that you were bringing to the city of Dalton and the township of Thornton, respectfully. They saw that. They were not confused. They were not deluded. This was what you were doing. That was it. All right? Okay, let's keep it going.
position I've held, I've turned into surpluses. But yet people claim that we don't have money, but yet y'all spending all the money. Which one is it? And that's what I mean by the residents have to wake up. They have to ask questions, get the answers, get the documentation, and they'll know.
I like that. I looked up one thing that I felt was very amazing that you did, your block by block program, which I felt like was very progressive. Could you tell us about that? Was that where you took houses and you refurnished?
So it was basically an idea,
Okay.
of course, right? No one wants to see you prosper because you came up with the idea.
Right.
But the plan that she's about to tell you was a plan that was in the mix well before she became mayor, well before she was involved in politics. This is not a new idea. Other mayors have done this before, but let her continue.
So the problem I had was I needed the board to basically support the idea of block by block, which they did in the beginning.
Okay.
But because I wouldn't give it to their friends and their family members and hook this person up, that person up, it never came to fruition.
No.
Never. But guess what they're trying to do now, today?
What?
My idea.
Child, I thought that was a good idea.
I did too, because basically I'll break it down for you. What it entails is each house that's vacant in your city, we had over 400 vacancies, right? Every house that's vacant, if you live on a block, you're the first one that can basically bid on that property. You, the neighbor across the street, another neighbor down the block. Because you might have a loved one, your kid, or your grandma, whoever living in with you, you can move them across the street. You would get the house for $5,000. That's it, $5,000. I was giving you instant home ownership, and then I was giving you instant equity. $5,000 when the houses is $40,000 on up, depending on the work that's needed.
Right.
And you was getting the ones that was cosmetic. It need no work. It just need paint, some TLC. That's it. The ones that was $1 was for the investors. And the reason why it's $1 is because it needs the most work. You might have to drop a bag, whether it's $40, $50, $100,000 to remodel the house, and then you can sell it. But right then and there, put it before the board, they shot it down every single time. Every time they said no. And to this day, to this very day, you can go and check it out. They're trying to initiate the same program that I basically made up. That's crazy, right?
So that's insane.
True.
This is Illinois, right?
Yeah, this
and
is
I
Illinois.
know it's probably a string
yeah.
of vacant houses over there.
Yeah.
So when you try to get this plan, to come to light, and not one single house was.
Nope. They said no. Each and every time. And now they're doing the same thing that I tried to implement while I was in office. So all I try to tell the people is, I'm showing you, is my work is in the pudding, is me doing. But yet you have to want to see what it is and who was basically sabotaging whatever
What did you
program or
do?
anything I try to give to the people. They always said no. But it's for their friends and this and that. Oh yeah, they got it. They got stuff they gave to their friends to this day right now. And that's sad because that's what I be trying to tell people. Pay attention. You'll
Right.
see who's really messed up.
At 29 Sky Entertainment, they are introducing fresh talent and creativity to the world. They offer innovative.
Oh, I'm saying,
Now
I didn't know there was a commercial break in
You
there.
can go and check it out. They're trying to initiate the same program that I basically made up. That's crazy, right?
So that's insane. So this is Illinois, right?
Yeah, this
and
is
I know it's
Sorry about
probably
that, Joe.
a string
yeah.
of vacant houses over there.
Yeah.
So when you try to get this plan, to come to light, and not one single house
Backed
was
up and then
Nope.
went too far.
They said no. Each and every
That's
time.
crazy work.
And now they're doing the same thing that I tried to implement while I was in office.
Mm.
So all I try to tell the people is, I'm showing you. It's my work is in the pudding. It's
No,
me
work is
doing.
in the pudding.
But yet you have to want to see what it is and who was basically sabotaging whatever program or anything I try to give to the people. They always said no. But it's for their friends and this and that. Oh yeah, they got it. They got stuff they gave to their friends to this day right now. And that's sad because that's what I be trying to tell people. Pay attention. You'll see who's really messed up.
at 20.
Okay, I'm just gonna let it play so I don't mess it up this time because I clearly I need adult supervision. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with us tonight. I just wanted to jump in. You may or may not gotten a proper notification about this. This was just, I was gonna do the reaction to the video anyway. I said, why not just go ahead and do it as a live stream, tap in with you all. I'm still gonna chop it up. I'll put it out a little bit later on this week, but thank y'all so much for jumping in. If you missed earlier, I want to say thank you to everybody. This year has been a fantastic year. I know we still got a month left, but it has been a fantastic year for this channel. And I'd say thank you so much for all of you all, whether this is your first time on the channel or you've been rocking with me for a while. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do moving forward into the new year. So thank you so much for tapping in, all that kind of stuff. Everything you do, from liking, hyping, commenting, watching, all that stuff, sharing, it means a lot. And I really do mean thank you so much. All right, let's get back. I think they're back. Let's get done. When we get finished with this one, though, we're almost we're better than halfway done. We will be doing Umar Johnson. What I think he did get punked by a caller on his show this weekend. So let's go.
Like if you were a white man doing everything that you wanted to do while you were in office, things would have been easier for you?
Oh yeah, hands down, 100%. Yes. If I was a white
Or
man,
just
a
a
black
man,
man,
Indian man,
any type of man. If I was just a man,
man.
I would be straight right now. I would not be getting attacked. I would still be in office because it's the boys' club.
It is
Unfortunately,
definitely.
us women, it's hard to get a seat at the table when I built the table. So it's difficult because no one wants to hear us talk like that. When we really are the structure, we the backbone of the communities. We the big mamas. We the ones that the kids run to. Like, come on, man. Who don't want a woman that got strength and can lead and will lead and not afraid? Like,
As the
crazy
youngest,
work.
you were, and for those who are new to who Tiffany is, you were the youngest
Yes.
black female
Yes.
in office
Yes.
in Dalton,
in Dalton, in the state of Illinois.
in the state of Illinois.
For a supervisor, too. There never been a woman, never been nobody young nor black, meaning me.
There was never anyone black?
No, ma'am. For supervisor.
What?
Yes. So I made history 3 different times. That's what I said.
So how do you feel knowing that regardless of whatever happens, that you opened the door for others to follow in your footsteps?
I love it. I just say this, do it your way. I don't care about what nobody got to say. Do it your way. That way you can sleep at night, you comfortable with it. You got a little flavor, do it. And what I mean by flavor, they going to trip about how you dress, how you look, if your hair done, if you got makeup on. And it's sad because why wouldn't you want us to look that way? Because if we came in and we was ghetto, you'd be like, she ghetto. She got to make all that money. She can't do this and do that. But when we look the part, then you got to say we're doing something other than what we're doing, which is we just look nice. And we had this before we was in office. So what's the difference? That's my point about do research on people. You feel that the office made you. I made $50,000 as a mayor. What is that? That's what I try to tell people. I did it because I love my community. And I still do. I love Dalton. Because them people need a lot of help and they misguided. They been bamboozled, led astray, hoodwinked, all of the above.
Lord, no, she didn't.
Yes.
You went there.
Yes, I did. Come
She's
on, man.
Who we bamboozled? Hallelujah,
Yes.
amen, Miss Tiffany.
Yes.
Poor Dalton.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to them.
Yeah.
I think we should go back and take more food boxes.
Yeah, We
For
should.
Thanksgiving, can we go and take food or something?
I'm gonna give y'all some love out here this go around.
Okay, you gonna give it us? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta give the ATL some love. I gotta show people what I'm about and
Right.
what I represent. Been there, done that. My parents, everybody, I love them all to death. They're getting things out of me. It's just a matter of now it's time to move on. My next chapter.
I love that.
Yeah.
Before
What
we move
is that,
on,
though?
I just want to wrap up this subject. So your time at Dawson, it didn't spark a little public debate and media attention. We know you were known as a super mayor.
Yes.
Now you're starting fresh. How would you respond to any criticism surrounding your leadership in Dawson?
Well, I'm still standing.
Amen.
I feel that people shouldn't judge off of what you hear. This is not high school, but yet y'all treated it as though I was the entertainment.
What does that mean?
But at the end of the day, I will rise. And as I'm rising, you will watch. So stay tuned.
What do you think
tuned
people
for what?
misunderstood most about your tenure?
I think they misunderstood because of my age. And a lot of people judge people because they're young. They think we are not wise. And some of us are wise beyond our age. And
Ma'am, you 40-some years old or 30, you over 35 years old. Let it go. It's not like you 20. Let it go. Stop it. Just stop. That's such a tired trope, ma'am. You're not 20 years old. It's not your age issue. It is the fact that you're a terrible leader. That's the problem.
people have to get the opportunity to be heard. And that's why I always keep saying that if you would just listen to the conversation the person's delivering, you would be like, oh, okay. It'll make more sense instead of just saying, oh, you young. What that mean? It's people that's older than you that probably ain't did half the things you've done.
Aren't we
But
tired of old white
yeah.
men running the United States?
Well, I wouldn't put I'm tired on a race or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I would just say that if the person's fit for the job, allow them to do the job. Give them the
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give her credit for that one. That was a better one than she doesn't take the race bait. She doesn't run with it as much as she probably could. Yeah. Now, granted, she does use it. Now, let's be honest, but she doesn't run with it as much as she could. All right, let's finish up.
opportunity to grow. Because normally when you come in your first season or first 4 years, you untying and fixing what the prior person have done. But yet you're going to get all the pushback because you in a seat now. But yet you ain't getting an opportunity to fix nothing. It takes time to fix things. It didn't happen overnight. It's 25 years of neglect. So with that being said, it might take 2 terms, 3 terms.
Wow.
And certain cities have term limits, which I love. I just think people should have term limits just like the president and them have term limits. I think every council should have that because it gives people the ability to run for office. If you keep the same people in there, it will never change. Because you know how they say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. They will never get the new things. Think about it. We got AI now. We got all this technology coming. Older people, unfortunately, I hate to say that, but they not with the technology.
Right.
So they have to maybe take a class or do a conference or whatever for it. But I'm just saying, you have to change with the times. Think about when they changed the pagers and the beepers and things like that. Remember we had the 2-way beeper, and you would beep, it'd be then.
Oh, you going back in time.
I'm going way back.
You going a little. I ain't that old. I remember though, slightly.
What's that
I
got to do
remember them
with
little beep
anything,
beep.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, remember when they just all of a sudden hit us with the iPhone?
Right.
We had to change.
You had to get the iPhone.
That's my point.
I love it.
So when you're forced to make the change, you have to make the change. Some people don't want to make the change, but they still stuck in that time zone.
Well said. Well said. And then lastly, I did see.
Is it really though?
I looked up something. I watched a video where you mentioned something about a man interrupting your. Was it a town speech you had, or a speech you had in front of the entire? Was that a county or office?
yeah, that's
and you
supervised
said that the
position.
man was a stalker.
Yes.
And that he even was stalking your family.
Yes.
Would you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. That was at we went to townhouse, a board meeting for my Thornton Township supervisor position.
Right.
And the individual came and disrupted the meeting. And of course, everybody did everything for clicks and views because again, fake news will report whatever. So then you have all these crazy people that will come and follow whatever they say.
Right.
So then they'll come and be disruptive just to get a click and a view to be posted on the news. So the person came there, which was all set up. So basically came to the board meeting, talking all this mess, making his little statement. And at the end of it, he said, you gone, doop. And from there, it just went up. Fight broke off, and it was all set up because he already came to my home a couple days prior to that.
He did?
Yeah, he did. It's all on tape. It's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. He did
So
all
he
that.
showed up at your house at night, during
At
the
night,
day,
at night.
stalking.
Stalking.
When you first got in office, there was a recall they were recalling from you from the position.
Yes.
Talk to
from
us
me.
about that.
So basically, that's where all the jealousy and envy started. My board was being, how can I say it, pushed around by outside interference. And they was forcing them to try to make me do things that I wasn't willing to do. And by not doing those things, they initiated a recall on myself. Just me, nobody else, just Tiffany Hilliard. And I just got in office. I wasn't even in office for 30 days. And yet I was in court trying to be removed from office.
What year was this?
This was 2013. I just got in office. Well, not 13. That's when I came as trustee. 2021, I'm sorry. 2021, I just got in office for mayor. May 8th, I swore in as the first youngest female mayor.
Right.
About a month after that, they filing papers. 2 months later, filed papers.
Who's they?
The board of trustees.
Why?
Because I wouldn't do things that they wanted to do. They thought I was going to be a puppet in the seat. So when we went to court, the judge, when I say the judge said, what did she do? Did she do something malice? What did she do? Why are you here? He couldn't believe it. And he said, well, you have to have a reason why you were in court. So every single time when I won court, they'll go back and file an appeal. I had to go through the process all over again. I went all the way to the Supreme Court. And to this day, you have case law that's Tiffany Hilliard recall. Nobody in the state of Illinois can ever be recalled.
Who got paid?
The lawyers.
Your lawyers.
Not my lawyers.
The ones that spawned the whole thing.
Yeah, not my lawyers. My lawyers didn't get paid. They had nothing to do with the recalls. The people that they wanted to keep.
Right.
Them the ones I fired when I got in. I fired the previous lawyers because when you become mayor, you pick your own ticket.
Right.
Meaning team to come in to run the city. So that's the lawyers, the accountants. You pick everybody. And my board had a problem with that because that guy or that particular group, I'll say that particular group of attorneys had a problem with me.
So what were some of the things that they asked you to do that you just know you weren't standing for? Can you tell us that?
Well, I can't because it's in my lawsuit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wait on that. So once the lawsuit hit, then it will be public information.
Now, I just want to know how, not even 2 months into office and they're trying this, like, but you think because maybe you were a woman, they were trying to take advantage
That's exactly
of you?
why. It's all about control. I wouldn't do what they want me to do. That's why I know that here, I think it's Stockbridge or Stock something.
Stockbridge?
Yeah, it's the youngest mayor, young guy.
Mr. J.
I would
Wade.
love to talk to him just because I want him to know that you're young. It's gonna be
Lord have mercy. Please don't go talking to nobody. That's what I'm telling y'all. She trying to get into politics here in Georgia. We do not look, Georgia might be under God's judgment just like everywhere else, but we did not sin this bad, y'all. We need collective repentance. We do not need Tiffany Hilliard in Georgia politics at all. Leave that young man alone. Leave him alone. Stay away from politics. I'm just praying everybody, please. Good gracious.
all the people they're going to send to you to ask you to do certain things. But you got to have that gumption and that pushback to say, nah, I don't want to do that. I ain't doing that. And they're going to be your own friends. It's going to be your own family members that they going to get to. I'm telling you.
Really?
How it go.
So at that time when you're new, you haven't been in office that long, you haven't really got your feet wet, what gave you the boldness and the strength to keep going and not just give up right then and there and say, you know what, this ain't for me, I gotta go get a 9-to-5 or something?
Because I was always taught to never, never, ever give up.
Okay, somebody said that they don't understand what she's saying. I'm gonna tell you exactly why. My daughters say it like this. They say one of their favorite singers, she sings in cursive. Tiffany Hilliard speaks in cursive. You're like, what the heck are you talking about? It's very confusing.
Always keep going. It's going to be hurdles. It's going to be issues. It's going to be situations that you're going to be faced with. And you have to make a choice. The key is you have to make a choice. Most people run from it, but me, I want to attack things head on. Because at the end of the day, if you don't put the small fire out, while small, it's going to do nothing but get bigger.
Right. That's a heck of a story right there.
Yeah.
So, and that's just so wild. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
You said back in 2000, what time?
21.
So That's almost 4 years ago.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you just got into office.
got elected.
So how did you survive all those years and months? Were they still bothering you after you decided to fight for yourself?
Of course. Oh yeah, I had turmoil my entire tenure for 4 years.
That has
Because
to be
right
so
after
stressful.
that, 21, they was trying to recall me. When I won at the Supreme Court level, that I could keep my seat. 22, I got appointed to the supervisor of the largest township in the state of Illinois. That's why I told you, God gonna always make a way. No one saw that coming. I didn't even see that coming. I was just in the room. That's the key. Be in the room. I tell everybody that 'cause you never know which way the wind might blow.
Right.
And it blew my way that day. They was fighting over who they was gonna appoint, and at the end, somebody said my name, got a second. The entire board voted for me to be the supervisor.
And what does that job detail entail as supervisor?
So supervisor, you're over 17 different cities.
Okay.
So that's why in my rap song I say 17 cities that trying to hold up to my title.
She got bars too, y'all. Child,
Yes.
she rapping.
Yes.
So you're over 17 cities.
17 cities, including my own. And this is where they
Pretty
comes
funny.
in and they kept saying that she's co-mingling, she's this, because no one liked me being the mayor and the supervisor. So if I'm the supervisor and I'm feeding the people, my city gonna eat too. What you mean they not gonna get no food? What you mean they not gonna get their grass cut? So it's the same thing. So they didn't like that. And that was the problem. I had 2 seats, but both seats are the same area.
But is that still legal though?
It's all legal.
It's legal to
It's
be.
all legal. That's why
because
I
they
was able to
voted
have
you
it.
in as supervisor.
No, they voted me in as mayor.
Mayor.
And appointed me as supervisor.
So why? Okay, that's a lot.
That's the hate. Because no one saw that coming. So that made me the most powerful person in the state of Illinois. Because of the 2 big seats that I held, which I ran communities. I was over 190,000 residents, including my own city as a mayor. I was the mayor and their supervisor. So I coined super mayor, super for supervisor and mayor, and I just put it together. And they kept saying, what's a super mayor? You ain't nothing super about you. What are you talking about? It's
Ain't
both my
nothing super
titles.
about you.
But again, education. No one asked. People just assume I'm saying something cocky. And it wasn't. It was just my titles. You know, we creative as
Right.
young people, but they don't want to see that.
Right. And what would you say was the biggest challenge with running those 2 positions at the same time?
The company you keep, I would say the biggest challenge. I would tell people never put the same person in both spots because it creates chaos. And that's kind of what it did. Because when one go, then they tear up the city over here. When they get fired from over here, they mess with this. So
Right.
you just want to like be careful with that. I wouldn't do that.
So were you in charge of like fund?
I wish she had asked her more questions like, what do you mean by that? Because I think she's talking about, what's his name, Keith. And we can definitely have a discussion about people being in too many different roles and such like that. I really wish Carissa would have asked more questions. We're almost done.
Funding too, like with that type of position, like
No.
like you must have a lot to deal with as a
We do.
supervisor and a mayor. Like, are you getting like, are you the one in charge of budget control? Like, are you the one they gonna get? Okay, we gonna give you like $300,000, and you need to make sure you take care of all this and get all this done.
Yeah. So it's a board. It's just like how at the city level, it's a board of 6. And up there, it's a board of 5. But up there at the supervisor level, I get the vote. So it's two trustees to my left, 2 trustees to my right, and then I'm like the tiebreaker. So that's the difference with the government. As a mayor, I only break a tie. I don't vote no other time. But there, you vote every single time. So that's the difference. But what I love about the positions is that it allowed me to show community love when there was no love, when they was being neglected, where they didn't get resources. I created Tech Savvy, where you teach the older people how to use their computer, their phones, the AI, all the things that's coming up. I just try to have classes, which is all free.
I saw that. You went a little
free.
heavy, but I know how to keep it going. I saw you doing a video, y'all, where she was teaching the people about looking for tax increases in their files or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But was that working when you would teach? Did they take
Oh,
receive that information?
Well, yeah. And the crazy part is we have an assessor. Assessor is the one that's supposed to basically cut your taxes down, like show you all the credits you're supposed to get, but people weren't doing their job. So that's the other issue. I would come and outshow you on your job, so people got a problem with it. But the people keep coming into my office asking me about it, and that's not what I do. I'm gonna show them. So we did that. We talked so many different things, but yet we got outshadowed with all the negativity, but no one showed all the positivity that we've done and accomplished. And then all the surplus. When I got in there, it was a deficit of $4 million. When I left office, we had a surplus over $9 million. So why nobody talks about that? And then every year, surplus. No one talks about any of these things. That's what I mean about do your research, because it's not good news. It's not clickbaitable. So they don't want to hear about your accolades and what you did accomplish and what you did do being so young.
So we're talking about a $13 million swinging position. There were 4 in the hole. They ended up, when she left, 9 in the positive. That is a $13 million swing in position. Ma'am, I might need to see some receipts for that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I need to see some receipts. A $13 million change of position in 3 years, 4 years? Really? I mean, that's $3 million change each year, respectfully. Okay.
And what the previous people that were men and people in office did not do. But when I took over the seat, I was able to accomplish all these things that why they didn't do it. And that's why I be telling them, that's why I call it fake news and politics, because they trick y'all with saying, oh, here a piece of bread, when they could have gave you the whole grocery store. Like, what's wrong? You got the money?
Do you think because you are so young, and I get it a lot too, do you feel like because you are young and more progressive than, a typical person in the office that you're in, that they took you the wrong way, where you come off, you probably saying you're coming off as professional, but to them it's like, she's a little rough around the edges, a little hood.
And I told them that's cool. That's why I got edge control. What you mean?
Oh my
I'm going to
gosh.
always be me.
We love the black girl magic. We love the black girl. And she in the background clocking it. I'm going to go ahead and clock it one more time too.
Yeah.
She said that's why she got edge control.
Hello.
I love it. I love it. You went through so much. And just one more thing and then we're going to move on, because I'm not here to talk about the bad. I'm here to give you your flowers because you've been through a lot. Was there ever a time where they put on you that you were misusing the funds? Because you're saying that you had a surplus. When you left, the money was in the green. A surplus is a good thing, I'm guessing.
Of course.
That's not a negative. Last time I checked, a surplus is a good thing.
Of course.
Okay, I'm not a mayor, but I know. Was there ever a time where they got on you and said, listen, you were misusing the money. You overspent here and you overspent here.
Yeah, they always say those type of things. It's clickbaitable, right? But if you go and do your research, you'll see what's spent, how it was spent, what was allocated for what. And guess what? People have to vote on it. So if someone's doing something wrong, everybody votes on those type of things. So where's the wrong at? And if somebody goes somewhere, like they talk about trips or conferences, they call it trips, it's a conference.
Okay.
Everybody has a budget to travel. So if they go somewhere, the board votes for it. If the board voted for it, what is the problem? And then
Did the board vote for all those trips? I'm just wondering. At some point, she's going to have to get held accountable for this.
when they made the news, why am I the only one being talked about when everybody went? The entire board went. But this is what I'm talking about.
The entire
about
board
what I
didn't
mean
go.
by people not asking the right questions. You just heard, oh, just Tiffany. Oh, it was just Tiffany, huh? Nobody else went. We didn't approve this. It wasn't an approved conference. So that's what I mean about people got to just do their research. Stop judging somebody and stop following the hate, because it was just hate. I can't believe that the news partaked in a hate smear campaign like that. And that's why I so appreciate Trump when he say fake news, because it is so true. They only put the narratives they want. We gave them evidence of different things going on. You think they reported any of it? Not one. Evidence.
Well,
concrete stuff that you could take to court and be like, here go the evidence, here go this, here go that.
Right.
They reported nothing.
So
Nothing.
were you able to come back with receipts? Like, yes, I did this, I spent this, but listen,
yeah.
I have receipts all right here.
They got receipts for everything.
Okay,
They got receipts for everything. That's my point. And for everyone. Because everyone went. So it can't just be about Tiffany, and we all went to a conference.
So it's not like you ever went by yourself, like
no.
let me just take a flight to Bora Bora or Rome for 5 days, or let me just buy myself
Always on
go.
business. Anybody that know me, I'm all about business. I do not play.
Right.
I don't play them games. We don't do any of that.
And again, I think this young lady right here, I would like to know, how did they get this? Who booked this podcast? Because she's here in Atlanta. The young lady right here doesn't seem like she knows everything and doesn't know the right question to ask, the follow-up question to ask, so on and so forth. Because following this woman's logic, and I think she's speaking in cursive to try, she's speaking in American Sign Language to try to confuse this woman, and she's saying things that are not true. The whole board didn't go on that trip to Las Vegas, if we want to use that as the most glaring problem out there. The whole board didn't go to Vegas. Who went to Vegas? Say their names. So that's kind of stuff like that. But let's go. We're almost finished.
go on business. And when we go to the conference, we learning about whatever, and we come back with it and we see if we can apply it to what we do in our organization. Whether that's, hey, we learned about bringing different type of food into the food pantry. Here's what we need to do, A, B, and C. Okay, how much does it cost? Can we put it in next year's budget? Can this work? That kind of thing. That's what I mean by round table, because you all talk about these things and we make it work. And then you have the board. The board votes on what they agree on, what they don't disagree on. And it's sad because they agree like the government, oh my God, like when it was almost time for me to run for office, the smear campaign, the hate came worse.
Right, really?
Yes, because they did not want me to win my seat. Because no matter what, I had a base out of this world that they could not touch.
A fan base.
Man, do I? Yes. People that really love me and know that I really came and cleaned up the community.
You had somebody come to your store in Atlanta the other day, and before you met with him, he was with his, I think that was his wife, and they were talking about you. Y'all didn't hear the part that they were saying before they actually got to introduce themselves and meet Tiffany.
About me.
But the guy was like, "Is that Supermare?" I was like, "You mean Miss Tiffany Henyard?" "Yeah, Dalton, from Dalton." I was like, that's her. And at first I'm like, is he gonna be cool? Like I'm thinking like, is he gonna rush and be a super fan? But then his wife was like, no, he really loves her. He's like a big fan. He's been a fan of her for years. He's freaking out that he sees her in Atlanta. And I was like, oh God. That's amazing. So it must feel good to know that you are loved.
Yeah.
People love you.
It is. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's good to see.
Even in Atlanta.
Yep.
I love it. So I want to move on. Thank you so much for being transparent.
Even though we don't know why you're here.
Not being afraid to answer any type of question that we threw at you at Live Appreciation. You handled it with poise and professionalism.
Yeah, thank you.
You handle. You're an amazing mother.
Yes.
An amazing mother. I work with so many people, and the interaction that you have with your daughter, I could cry. Because I just hope when I become a mother that I have that same kind of interaction. Y'all were dancing together. She looks happy. Y'all, her daughter is a happy girl. Beautiful. You can tell she's not one of them kids that's abused or mistreated or ignored or not given like all of the resources to be the best version of herself. Your daughter's amazing.
Yep, thank you.
Yes. Like absolutely. What kind of legacy do you hope to leave for our young princess?
I love the fact that she's outspoken and she's not afraid to get on the stage or talk and do speaking engagements. Even with me, I let her get on there. Yes, she speak, honey. I was like, come on, Justice.
Her name's Justice.
Justice.
Shout out to
and
Queen
I name
Princess
her that
Justice.
because I fight for justice all the time.
Nice.
And that's how I came up with it.
We love that. We love that. And congratulations on your book. Standing on Business, Fighting for Justice. Look, you see how we did. I told you I was going to roll it on. I was going to tie it again. We're going to flow with this one. That's what we're going to do. Call me Queen Flow. So talk to us about the book, Standing on Business, Fighting for Justice, Volume 1, out now on all platforms.
Yes. So Standing on Business is about my tenure of being a mayor and a supervisor. But it just gives you a little glimpse into my personal life of having justice. A lot of times people don't understand the struggles of getting pregnant, having a baby, the complications that come with it. I developed preeclampsia. A lot of people don't know what that is. It's when you get like a outrageous blood pressure and you go right into labor. So it's a lot of things that I educate people in the book so they can understand where I come from and where I am today. I have volume 1, 2, and 3. Volume 2 gets into all the lawsuits, all the corruption, all the different things that I was faced with. But volume 1 is just an introduction to who I am.
Oh, volume 1 is keeping it cute.
Yes.
Volume 1 is keeping it cute.
Yes,
and then
I like
volume 2,
that.
we get to the nitty gritty.
Ooh, let's go.
So when's volume 2 dropping?
So volume 2 will be next year because this year, the end of this month, it comes out.
Okay. So volume 1 is on the way.
Yes, but it probably hit before I know it because they didn't give me a particular date. They said by the end of November, it would be Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, like all.
Who buying that book?
We love
Who buying
it.
that
We
book?
love it. And for those of y'all who are
If anybody picks up that book, let me know what you think about it. I'm not going to read it, but let me know. Yeah, apparently, like she's the only one that's ever had a baby.
new to her store, your clothing store, before we wrap up, the New Wave.
Yes.
in College Park.
Yes.
Amazing clothing store. I love the merch. I actually got my first outfit. I'll definitely be back. Anyone who knows the Diva knows I love to shop. I mean, I'm a lady. We all like to shop. So talk to us about what we can expect with your clothing store. She doing it all, y'all.
So basically, everybody was into my fashion during my 4 years.
Oh, yes. That was a big thing. That was a big thing. The fashion.
So,
she was always dressed.
Always dressed.
And the hair
to
was
T.
always laid.
Yes. Thank you.
Just a fun fact: the stuff that's for sale in the shop is not the stuff that she was wearing when she was mayor and supervisor. Those are not the clothes. This is urban streetwear. Think of, Forever 21 for the hood. This was not what she's wearing. More like what she's wearing right here than anything else. Just something to recognize.
So basically, I want to basically embrace somebody with how I dress. When I'm on a down day like now, like this is something that we carry in our store. This is a Puma outfit.
That's cute too.
So we got different things for a different you. It's just a matter of what you're feeling. I care about people being able to put their hands on the stylist. A lot of times people don't even know what a stylist is. A stylist will style you from head to toe for any event that you have. I don't care if it's a birthday party, going out with your girls. We'll pull a whole rack for you. And you come in, you tell us your size, it'll be on the rack, and you go in the dressing room and you pick what outfit you want to wear for that evening or that weekend. And that's what I wanted to do, give people a little vibe of some fashion. That's why in the naming of the new wave, this is the new wave. This is our new era. This is where we're going. And then in it say from ashes to icon. And it talks about how I became who I am. Because a lot of people started from the bottom, now they're here. So now we just
Another bar.
climbing.
She just been throwing us balls all night on Live with Carisha. Started from the bottom, now she's here.
Yes.
What other bars you gonna give us, Miss Tiffany?
Man, we didn't come to play. We come to slay.
Oh my God. Stop. Please stop. Don't do it again. No,
Yeah,
not
don't
really.
do it again. I agree. Don't do it no
I'm not
more.
supposed to be having this much fun. She said, we didn't. Did you just say we didn't come to play? We came to slay.
That part.
Clock it. I love it. So the New Wave Clothing Store is open Monday through Friday. Monday through Sunday, all 7 days a week.
That's our Monday. You mean it's Tuesday through Sunday?
Tuesday through Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, don't go on Monday. It's Tuesday through Sunday. What's the hours of operation?
So right now we're changing them. Before that was from 11 to 8. But as you know, that area is a party area. So we're gonna change probably Thursday, Friday, from 7 p.m. to 2 in the morning.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Shout out to that. I think we got to all of the nitty gritty. My last
Who is buying clothes at 2:00 in the morning? Y'all, if you're familiar with Old National, that is the most ridiculous thing. Old National, you are not going to be, for clothes, right? You're going to be getting your clothes at 2:00 in the morning. 1:30 in the morning, I'm leaving the club. Let me run in and grab me something new to wear to go to the next club. Y'all stop playing. This woman just keeps playing. Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
question: as a mayor, should a mayor take the job because they love the people, or should they take the job because they love the job as mayor?
I think they should take the job because they love the people. Because the people is your boss. The people is who keep you in office, take you out of office. But also, you want to do the job that you love, not do the job just because it's a job or you looking for a title. You know, you don't want that. You want to make sure that you getting up every day to something you love. Like how every day you come to this, you love it.
I do.
So you're going to do it hands down no matter what. If you're doing it because of the accolades, like just for money or clout or power or positioning or whatever, it would never work. You will always be miserable, and you'll just be like, oh, I gotta go to this, oh, again today. You would not love what you do, and you won't put your all into it. You won't be creative with it. You won't be able to expand or have any positive thinking moving forward. Or you'll be a one term, and you don't want that.
You
wanna
were one
love what you
term.
do.
You were a one-term mayor, though.
I love that. Now, before we go, is there anything that you feel like you want the people to know? Any last remarks or messages you want to leave out to anybody, even to your haters?
Well,
Besides that, her edges are laid. She has a book on the way.
Yes.
She has a man.
Yes.
She has a beautiful daughter.
Yes.
She's still going.
That part. Got a clothing store.
She's got a clothing store.
And you never know where you might see Tiffany Henry. I'm on the move. Remember my song, Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Ooh. We on the move. So I just want you guys to keep us in your prayer. Remember what God has for you is for you. No one can take that from you no matter how hard they try. But this ain't the last you've seen of Tiffany Henry.
Well, you heard it. This is
I hope
not
it
the
is.
last we've seen of Tiffany Henry. She has gave us
All
an
right, I'm gonna end it right
exclusive.
there. I'm gonna end the Tiffany Henyard right there. And I dropped the link. Let me grab this link one more time, and I'll make sure it's in the description of this video as well. You know, look, I understand people need to get out here on the chitlin circuit and such like that. I just hate it because I think this young lady doesn't know everything about Tiffany Henyard, and she gave her a lot of duck and cover. Now, she did ask some good questions and allowed Tiffany to kind of talk herself into the trick bag, but she didn't ask her more questions to kind of tie that bag up on her. She didn't do that. She let her dance her way in and then dance her way out. So I think that was interesting. But I want to say thank y'all so much. Real quick, give you a quick little heads up. This Tuesday coming up, I'm going to have Nathan Livingstone from Milk Bar TV. He's going to be on the channel, and we're going to have a fun conversation. We're going to be debunking some Candace Owens theories, if you will, conspiracies. We're going to tear them apart and have Nathan help us out with that. So that'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here on this channel. I will have Nathan Livingstone, and I'll actually the link will go up tomorrow. So just give you a heads up, since y'all tapped in with us tonight, why not hang out and let you know a little something, little inside details, because you guys hung out with us. Thank you so much for tapping in. Now, you may or may not have heard that Umar Johnson, I think he got played, y'all. I'm not trying to be like hyper concerned about people getting played, but I think Umar Johnson got played. So he was doing this parent support teleconference where he's literally in his closet in his mom's house, got the sheet behind him, crazy background, and he's taking calls. People are calling in and he's answering their questions. And this Asian woman calls in. I'm sorry. I just think that she played him. I really do. It's about 15, 20 minutes. So I'm going to stop a little bit. There'll be a little bit of stopping and going. But I just want to point out why I think she's playing in his face. All right. So let's bring Umar back in. Okay. So this is the young woman right here. I don't remember her name, so he might give it or not. But and you all know Umar is a classic racist. Okay. So, and he doesn't even try to hide it. He's very upfront about the fact that he's just a racist. So this is going to be really interesting. Let's bring it in. Oh, that's even better. Okay, let's bring it in. No further ado. Let's go.
Hi, doctor.
Good morning, young lady.
Hi, doctor. It's my honor to be speaking with you.
Okay. Where
Y'all already know where this is going. You can already hear it in his voice. You already know how Umar is like taking this, because he generally likes talking to black women because he uses that as his means of, you know, getting his inroads, if you will. I just want you to pay attention to what he's going to say or what she's going to say that causes me to believe that she's playing in his face. And I didn't even say, you know, green hearts in the chat when you can hear. Let's go.
Hi, doctor.
Good morning, young lady.
Hi, doctor. It's my honor to be speaking with you.
Okay. Where are you joining us from?
I am actually in Philly.
You're in Philadelphia, and do you work with
I'm
Black or
Philadelphia.
African children at all?
So the first thing I'm saying that she's playing in his face is she lives allegedly in Philadelphia. Now, Jason, why is that a big deal? Well, he's in Philadelphia. He is in Philly as well. And so I believe she was throwing out a hook to see if he would say anything akin to, oh, you know, I'm right here at the corner of this, that, and the other street, or I live here. I do think she was trying to test the water to see if he would bite, if you will, to, you know, put out little feelers that they want to have a little off screen time.
My husband is black, and I have a black son on the way.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would show you my belly, but
And I think she's lying here. I know. I'm just real. She says, my husband is black and I have a black child on the way. Why didn't she just say I'm pregnant? Like, listen to, she's going to do everything possible to not say I'm pregnant, which is just weird.
At all.
my husband is black, and I have a black son on the way.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would show you my belly, but I'm too shy.
Okay, so you're pregnant with another child.
Yes, I am. And
Okay, but
He did not bite. He didn't say. He didn't take the show me your belly bump, your baby bump, or anything of that nature. Any kind of inappropriateness. So let's keep going. Let's keep going.
You
I'm
already have a
deciding.
blazing. You already have a black child, and you're having another, or that's your first.
No. Mine is incoming. This is my first child. I just
Okay.
got married.
Incoming.
Okay.
Yes.
Why not just say I got a child on the way? Why do you have to do all of this lyrical gymnastics? Because she is playing him. Listen to what she says.
To a black man.
Yes, indeed. Who is
Okay.
Philadelphia?
And
I love this.
what led you to marrying a black man?
I've just known him since since forever, and we have the best friendship and the best relationship and the best love.
The best friendship. And I'm wondering.
I'm not saying that you have to tell your story just like I believe you should tell your story. However, that just sounds weird. We just have our best friendship, the best relationship, and the best love. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound right to me. And maybe my spidey senses are. I got my maroon assassin shirt on tonight. Maybe I'm just like really pensive. Maybe I'm like on spy high alert. Something about this just doesn't sound right to me. And you'll hear a little bit more in a second. Now, notice the woman has put out there that she's in Philadelphia. Umar didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about where he might be at a bookstore or anything like that. She mentioned that, hey, I'll show you my stomach if you wanted to. He didn't bite or anything of that nature. Watch.
How does your family feel about you having a black husband?
I don't give an F about what my family says ever. I just live my life.
I understand, but how do they feel though?
You don't want to hear about that. They are Chinese and they're from China, so I don't have to tell you,
And I've been to China a few times, so I definitely understand.
Oh, you have?
Yes,
When-
ma'am.
Here it comes. Here comes the next one. Look how her face lit up when he said he's been to China. But she didn't light up when he said he's in Philadelphia. Watch her face.
And I've been to China a few times, so I definitely understand.
Oh, you have?
Look at her face. She is really excited about saying, "Oh, you've been to China." But y'all are both in Philadelphia.
Yes,
When's
ma'am.
the next time you'll be in China?
I think I'll be going back to China in the spring. There's a conference.
Really?
Yes.
In what city?
Yes, ma'am. But getting back to the conference.
Now, she's trying to get him over a barrel to get his schedule to make him look. Again, she said, "What city?" Now, I don't know why she didn't press back and say, like, "No, I want to know what city you're in, that you're going to be in China," which is just weird because you're worrying about going 12 time zones over to meet Umar in China, and y'all are both in the same city right now. It just seems weird. Yeah. There's a lot of flirtatiousness there. But let's keep it going.
Conversation, though. How does a Chinese woman from a racist Chinese family,
Yes, indeed.
with a black husband?
I mean, that's the $1,000,000 question. I could go all night about our love story, but I guess my question to you would be, I just wonder how I can raise my Malaysian son the best way. Like, I have the option between raising him in Philly or in San Francisco or in London or in China, but I wonder what's the best course of action. I just want to raise someone who's strong and independent and sure of himself and is able to build a bright future. So I just wonder if you could give me some pointers.
You have a husband, ma'am. You have a whole husband in your house that's committed his life to you and your children, but you're going to call a man that's in his mama's closet and ask him how to raise a child, how to raise a son. He doesn't live in the home with any of his children. That's why I'm thinking that this is a game. I don't believe that this is true at all. Yeah, they use the term Blasian. Yes, black and Asian. I don't think that this is even remotely true at all. I don't know if she doesn't really have a family. I don't know if she's really trolling him, whatever. But there's no way you're going to convince me. Ma'am, you have a whole husband. Why are you asking Umar about how to raise another man's kid? That's some high level crazy right there. That's weird. Let's keep it going. Let's go.
What identity do you plan to raise him under? Will he be raised as a black child? Will he be raised as a Chinese child? Will he be raised with a mixed race complex? Like, what identity do you plan to foster into him?
I, I have no idea. I mean, factually, he would be Blasian, wouldn't he?
Yes, but racially and politically speaking, he would be black.
And I've said this before. To keep this canard going, to keep this foolishness going, it's got to be exhausting. To always be wondering about whether or not your whatever ethnic group you're representing, or whether or not you're holding to a political party or whatever that nature. Politically, the child isn't even born yet, and you're worrying about those things. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is exhausting. I'm just too tired. I'm too old to be playing this game. Umar, you just keep doing that. I'm not going to play these games. So I do think this woman is trolling him, though. I do believe she's trolling him. Let's keep it going. This is fun.
He would be black, and he would also be Chinese, equal part black and Chinese.
Right,
That's just
right. But since Chinese is a nationality and not a race, he would be African
yes.
American. But
He
people
would be.
use Africanity first. So then the question becomes, even though he will personally embrace heritage on both sides of the family, politically and socially, what is the benefit of him being raised with a mixed race identity when the world will see him as black first? Even in China, where I've met plenty of mixed race Blasian children, even in China, they're treated just like black people. So why not raise him as black politically and racially? Why the need to be raised as Blasian when everybody's going to see you as black anyway?
Umar, first of all, sir, you're in your mom's closet. Shout out to your mom's closet. That's crazy work. This is exhausting. Like, who wants to live like this? Yeah, this is the alleged Dr. Umar Johnson, Ifatunde intergalactic rib tip. And yeah, like, I don't think black is a race. I don't think African's a race. Truth be told, it's a continent. Yeah, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, this is just perfunctory exhaustion, running on the lyrical hamster wheel. Who wants to do that? I'm not going to do that. You just keep doing it, Umar. Knock yourself out in your mama's closet.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I guess my question would just be, in practice, like, how can I raise him better as a black child?
Send him to my school and I'll make sure all that's taken care of. You won't have to worry about a thing.
That boy will be 1,000 years old. That school is never going to be open, Umar. Let it go. I see you licking your chops because you think she got money or whatever. You maybe want to, he gonna call her the rice bunny in a minute. But yeah, like, Umar, that school is never gonna open, sir. That woman's gonna have that baby probably by summer next year. And sir, that school will be nowhere near starting anytime. That baby will be 100 and that school will not exist. I'm just saying.
The
So
Frederick
we're gonna stay in Philly. We're gonna stay in
we
Philly.
accept all mixed race children. We accept them all. We want
Really, you
all.
do?
Yes, we will
I mean,
Africanize
you
your
would.
son. And he will still know his Chinese roots and he will still respect his Chinese roots, but he will be 100% unapologetically African. But you must also understand that he will be taught that his father engaged in.
Oh, wait, let me stop real quick. You all, I don't know, in the chat, real quick. If you have not seen this part yet, can you just give me a 1? If you've never seen this video at all, just put a 1 in the chat. And if you have seen it, don't say anything. I just want to see. Because you're not ready for what he's about to say. I'm going to back up a little smidgen while y'all are tapping in. Wow. There are a lot of y'all have not seen this video. Y'all have better things to do with your lives. See, I take one for the team. Okay, I'm taking it for what? Y'all, oh my gosh. Oh, you're not ready for this then. Well, you know what? There you go. I'll accept that. Oh my gosh, you are not ready for this. Okay, I need you to do me a favor. Please make sure that you're not driving any farm equipment, no helicopters, you have no sharp objects in your hands, no hot beverages, anything like that. You are not ready for what he's about to say. You are not prepared. The Lord did not wake you up this morning for what this man is about to say. Because when I heard that, I said, no, he did not say that. Okay, I got to back up. We got to get a running start. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for this. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
Unapologetically African, but you must also understand that he will be taught that his father engaged in romantic betrayal against the African race.
You know, this is exactly why I hesitate to put him on, because I know you don't approve of his bunny hopping activities.
Exactly.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. He yeah.
Romantic betrayal is crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Watching it with y'all was actually funnier than when I was watching it by myself. Romantic betrayal is crazy work. I'm telling you, man, Umar Johnson is a racist of the highest order. Oh my gosh. Okay. He is about to, I'm telling you, I really think she's still trolling him. Watch what she says now, because apparently he calls any kind of racial, ethnic mixing, he calls it bunny hopping. So if a black man engages in a relationship with anybody who's not a black woman, he calls it some form of bunny hopping. It is crazy work. It's crazy work. Okay, so because she's Asian of Chinese descent, he calls them rice bunnies. I'm telling you, this man is crazy. This man is ludicrous. Let's finish up.
But I mean, love wins, and love
He
has
chose
won,
rice over
and we have to
sun.
deal with the consequences. Hmm?
Yes, he chose rice culture over sun culture.
What is it?
He did. He hopped a rice bunny, and then we have to live with the consequences.
Yes.
But I will be in China next spring, hopefully, and I hope to
Spring.
see you here. And I have to say that there are a lot of rice bunnies who are into your work and into you, and like just like so into your charisma. And I know that you're not all about that, but just want to let you know that they're out there.
I appreciate the support, and I am aware that I have Asian fans, and I do respect them as I respect all people. I do believe that once African people retake ownership of the planet Earth, we can then all live in a world of authentic brotherhood and sisterhood, regardless of race. But until Africans are put back in charge of the planet, we're going to continue to deal with racism. So I'm looking forward to of the great African Renaissance and the great African redemption, because under African leadership, I believe the world can function under truth, justice, and righteousness. And that's what we're striving for in the Pan-African movement. But I'm serious. I want your son at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy.
It's adorable because, again, they're in Philadelphia. And I went by the school last Tuesday. It's right there in Wilmington. I'm surprised he doesn't mention that. He doesn't say, by the way, the school is right here, whatever, Wilmington, Delaware. We're going to be open. Nothing like that. No sales pitch, no marketing. Just send your kid to my school in 5 years. That school is never going to be open. It's never going to be open. Never. Ever. I don't know. This is a wonderful question. Because it doesn't work in Africa. Because it doesn't. It's a money grab. It's a scam. And there's more money here in the United States. There's more money, free floating money here in the United States than there is in Africa. Tell the truth, shame the devil. That's it.
And last question, what should we name him?
Oh, why? Why are you asking this man what to name another man's son? Your husband is allowing you to call this man to ask him what to name his son? Let that sink in, y'all. That's some crazy work. That is some grade A, homegrown, non-GMO, stir-fried foolishness. That's crazy. That's why I think this woman is trolling him. Well, listen to what he says.
You know what? There have been some great African heroes of Asian culture, and I think you should research some of them. And not that you have to give him a name of an African hero in Asian culture, but if you wanted to blend both of them, there's definitely some great black men of antiquity.
Hold on. This is something else interesting, and I don't know this. Do you know where you like ninjas, like the idea of the ninja warrior, even the samurai warrior? Did you know that those came from Africa? Listen to what he's about to say. This guy is amazing.
Who you will find spent a lot of time in China and did some great things in China. The samurai, the ninja orders, both of them were founded by the early Africans who came into Asia and settled and civilized. And you could potentially give him an Asian name, but for an African personality, if you wanted to go that route. But if, you don't have to, right? Because if he's African, you can give him a name from any African culture, not just Asian African culture. So I think you really have to meditate on that. But I would also offer you this. In most African cultures, after a baby is born, there is a naming ceremony where a name is chosen based on that child's purpose in this world. So you could go spiritual. You could go straight spiritual and do a traditional African naming ceremony and let the spirit, the ancestors, choose that name for your son.
That sounds good. And do you support that Taiwan is part of China and not an independent country?
I have to study more on the.
Okay, this is the last reason why I think she was trolling him. What in the merciful name does Taiwan? What does that got to do with anything that y'all been talking about? Now, I don't know if she expected, because if you see her on her face, I'm gonna back up a little smidgen. Look at her facial expressions the whole time have been very. Somebody said flirtatious. I think it's been very flirtatious, very friendly. She got very serious right here. And you can see in her smile, she means, like, there's something about this. I don't know all the ins and outs of it either, but Umar, I'm surprised he didn't walk into it. He handled this pretty circumspect, like, something might be going on. I don't know all the ins and outs. Let me go ahead and pass on that. I won't give him credit for that one. But listen to what she said. Watch her face.
That sounds good. And do you support that Taiwan is part of China and not an independent country?
I have to study more on the politics of Taiwan because.
Why is she laughing? Like, what is she laughing about? Look at how serious she was when she said it. And then this I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just I'm gonna play it on mute. Look at her face. Look at her face. She's smiling. And then watch what happens when she starts talking about this. It's very serious. Look at her. Okay, now she just dropped it. Now watch her face as he's trying to figure it out. What is she laughing about? What is she laughing about? I think she was trolling him. I think she was trolling to get him to say something. That would be, I don't know what, Umar Johnson is troubling from when he wakes up to when he goes to bed at night, right? He's always saying something problematic. So I don't know why the Taiwan Chinese thing was a big deal. Maybe she's just trolling him to get him to say something about it that they can clip. Somebody pointed out earlier that she did say, "See you here," and she was referencing China. So is she really in Philadelphia or is she in China? I think that's a good question. So I think she's trolling him, man. I really think she's trolling him. Okay, let's finish up. We've got a few seconds left.
Because I've heard about the struggle there. And before I give an informed opinion, I think I need to study more about the political struggles of the Taiwanese people.
Oh, you're always so diplomatic, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, peace and Pan-Africanism.
Thank you, young lady. Enjoy your day. One love.
Thank you, Doc.
All right.
Yeah, I think Umar I think Umar just sat there and entertained his own troll. I think it was a troll, man. I don't think that it was real at all. I think it was a dig at him. I see no other way around it. And again, I'm not trying to be like super on, troll alert or whatever like that or whatnot. But that just seemed like that was just a layup troll. That was not even like trying to hide it troll. Like, I'm a troll. That was just wild, man. I thought it was fun. So thank y'all so much for checking it out. Hey, thank you so much, Amethyst Angel. What does she say here with the 5 super? She says this: Umar, Candaspiracy, and Henyard walk into a bar. Who's winning the grift game? I would pay money to watch this, okay? If this were a pay-per-view, I would pay money to watch this. I'm gonna go. Tiffany Henyard is going to get out first. She's going to tap out first. Somebody said, was this a Saturday Night Live skit? I know it sounds wild, man. I think Candace can out-grift Umar Johnson. If they just go by just the numbers, just sheerly by the numbers, Henyard is definitely at the bottom. Umar is in the middle, and Candace is light years ahead of them. If it were like a debate, I give Henyard nothing at all in the debate. It's going to be a coin toss between Candace and Umar, depending on what they're debating about. But I would watch that too. I would definitely watch that. That one's going to be a 50-50. It can go either way. Henyard, Umar. I'm going to give it to Umar just so we can, spice it up. I think just on the grift game alone, Candace wins. I think if it were a debate, an outright debate, I'm going to give it to Umar just because I want to be difficult and such like that. Between Candace and Henyard, yeah, I still think Candace will get her. I think Candace will get her. Umar and Henyard, yeah, I don't give Henyard any. I don't think she can rule the roost in any of these regards. I just think that Candaspiracy and Umar are just different. They're just different breed, in my opinion. Based upon information and belief. I just don't think that she's able to do that. She can out-grift them all. Yeah. If we put them in a cage match, a grifting cage match, I think Candace is coming out because she's grifted better. I think she's. Imagine, just think about it. If I'm right, if Candace has always been a leftist, she has successfully cosplayed as a Republican, GOP, MAGA, whatever, conservative for like 6, 7, 8 years. And for the most part, has been successful at causing people to believe that she was a conservative. Umar Johnson couldn't do that. Tiffany Henyard couldn't do that. That's some high level grift right there. That's some high level griftology right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to give it to Candace. Candace has just got the grift game in a chokehold. She's got it in a chokehold. There's no way around it. You can't do anything with that. Candace Griffithsy. Candace Griffithsy. Y'all are wild, man. We've been making up the best names, but I will say this. Candace, I think of everybody I've dealt with, Tiffany, Fonnie Willis, the YSL trial, I don't think anybody has gotten the most nicknames as Candaspiracy. Candace has gotten so many nicknames from y'all. And every day I watch somebody else's channel, they call her something else. I don't think there's anybody else who's got griftology. Yeah, griftology is dope, man. I like that. Prince had an album called Musicology. I would start singing it, but y'all did not wake up this morning for me singing. Y'all have not lived that bad. Anyway, I just think that she just brings about the most creativity, and I think her grift game is just at another level. And now if Umar Johnson was clocking in several millions of dollars like Tiffany, then I think maybe we could have like like Candace, then I think we could really have a real battle. But grift-wise, nah. I think Candace is just in a different league. Like there's no way around it. Yeah, I have it too. Yeah. So, but tomorrow is Sunday. And the plan is, I don't know if y'all know, but President Firstborn is here. She's supposed to be at the Duke University. Why is she here, right? So she didn't want to go home she didn't want to go to school. So we brought her home and let her come home this weekend. So we're going to be taking her back tomorrow. So tomorrow, the plan is to stream at 6:00. Get on. I got a couple things to talk about. We got to clear out we're going to give you a chance to get all your conspiracies out. What you think Candace is going to talk about next week, all that stuff. Get it all out. How was your Thanksgiving? Just have just a variety show. Got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. So tomorrow, 6:00 Eastern Standard Time. And that is the plan. What else? Tuesday, 6:00. Nathan Livingstone will be coming through. So let me also point this out. I don't know if Candace is going to be streaming this week. I got this feeling that she is, but I also got another feeling that she's not. I don't have any reason to believe this. Based upon information and belief, I got this feeling. So we'll do our Monday live stream like we usually do. If she does stream on Tuesday, me and Nathan might watch it late. So we might watch it on the delay. So it might not be the 5:00 live stream. She usually does like 5:15 or whatever. So it's going to be harder. It's going to be like we'll have to play it by ear once we get started on Tuesday. Wednesday, the same thing. We'll probably just do the live stream the rest of the week. I believe there's going to be no other problems besides that. I just want to make sure I told y'all that ahead of time. So Tuesday, Nathan Livingstone from Milk Bar TV is going to be on. We're going to have a great show. I got a couple of other guests that are planned this month, so I'll keep you all posted and aware. Make sure you're in the know. I got this feeling. It's not based on anything logical, so I can't give you any tangible evidence. I got a feeling that her lawyers want her to sit out and stop talking so much. That's what I think. Again, I have no evidence to that point. I have no reason to believe. I got this feeling. Her lawyers probably told her, "You might need to stop for a second. Let's take this down a notch, and let's stop doing all day, every day." Because the conspiracies, if you follow her on X, the conspiracies are spiraling out of control, right? She went from whatever's going on with Charlie to the Egyptian planes. Now they're about to try to assassinate me. Now we got like a 9/11 event coming up. She's just saying stuff and it's just coming faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. I got a feeling that's, again, me. I have no reason. I could be wrong. Let me tell you this. I got no problem being wrong. That she probably is going to be put in timeout by her lawyers. Like, ma'am, you got to stop. You got to stop. So we got some other stuff to talk about for sure. I'm going to go over Pastor John Amachukwu's sermon, the infamous sermon that the young lady said she watched. And it was, she played like about 45 seconds to almost a minute of it. And she made this great, grandiose declaration against TPUSA. Well, I got the sermon. John Amachukwu's dropping the sermon tomorrow. I will be collecting it, and we will be going over it this week. So, 5150 timeout. They need to take her phone from her, too, because I don't know how she's using a straitjacket, and she's still texting. She needs to stop tweeting. I want to be wrong. But I got this feeling she's going to be out. She's going to sit out for a second. Well, let me ask this question. Let me ask you a question. And we're just talking. What was the real logical reason for her not having a show this past week? Besides the fact that I was out of town and I didn't have a laptop. So she was doing me a solid. But what was the real reason why she didn't have a show? What was it? What was the reason? Yeah, shout out to Pastor John Amachukwu. And I hope I pronounced it right. She didn't have one, right? There was no real reason for her not to have a show. Now, she tried to put it in this framework of my life is in danger. This is really what it was. It really was because it was Thanksgiving. But I also believe this, based upon information and belief, that her attorney said we might need to have a conversation. And let me tell you this, guy. I threw this out there onto the Twitter as well. I am now 100% confident that the whole assassination thing was a total lie. A total lie. There's no truth to it at all. None whatsoever. I know what Brandon Tatum said. I know what she said on the Twitter and so on and so forth. It was a total lie. And I'll tell you why. And this is me. My name is Jason. I'm going to stand on this one until further evidence. Okay. Yes, she took the holiday break. That's really what it was. But I'm going to tell you why I think that she's in too deep. I like that. It needs to recalibrate. I like it. This is why I'm going to say she was the whole Egyptian French assault team was going to delete her is a total lie. It's a total lie. And this is why I say that. It's a total lie because her lawyers did not file an emergency injunction with the court because the party that's suing them is now threatening harm and danger to the plaintiff. They didn't do that. I mean, the defendant. They didn't do that because it doesn't exist. There is no, if anybody should see all the proof and evidence, it should be her lawyers. She should have brought that wheelbarrow of all this information and said, here's the proof. And they should have looked at it and said, whoa, you're right. Let's get the judge in line. Let's get an emergency injunction because this is now going into a different realm where you're making, like, these people who are suing you civilly are now doing criminal activities. They didn't do that because it doesn't exist. There is no evidence. Her lawyers should be seeing all the evidence. If you and me and Brandon Tatum and Yahoo over there on Twitter don't see the evidence, that's not the issue. Her lawyers should see the evidence. And they should have said, hold up, call Judge, I forgot his name, call the judge. We got to get something done immediately because these people are threatening us and we have evidence to that fact. There's none of that. That's how you know it's not real. It's not real. Yeah, I was gonna do a reaction to Brandon Tatum. Again, I'm not a big Brandon Tatum fan for several reasons. There's a lot of reasons why I have issue with Brandon Tatum, but the way he handled this one was just totally garbage. So I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. I still have the video. I might do it tomorrow. Who knows? I might do it when I come home from church. Who knows? So I'm gonna give you that and say that's your evidence why you know, unless the lawyers go and file. Let me go real quick, pull up the Candy file. If they pull out and say, hey, we filed an emergency injunction against the Macrons because they are now hiring hitmen and hit women to do harm to our client. And as far as I can see right here, there's nothing of that nature being filed in this case. Why not? If they put this out, last week? It's been better than a week now, and nothing from from her attorneys. Okay, there you go. I'm going to give you that, but I think there's a reason why the scriptures say that bad communication corrupts good morals, because it is way easier to soil, spoil, ruin something that's pure than it is to ruin something that's already ruined. It's much easier for rot to set in on a fresh piece of meat than for the fresh piece of meat to de-rot something that's already rotten. It just doesn't work like that. Decomposition impacts everything. It doesn't go the other way around. And I believe that's why. So The fact, and again, like I have a lot of problems with Brandon Tatum and the way he handles issues. We could talk about that for 2 days. But in this regard, I think he's super wrong because he's willing to give duck and cover to Candace when she really doesn't earn it. And he knows that. He knows she hasn't earned him standing in front of all these people taking it for her. He knows that. But see, Candace will use his affirmation, his providing duck and cover as support for what she's doing. So she'll continue to do what she's doing. She won't be converted. She won't stop being wicked and evil and spreading this division amongst the brethren. She won't stop doing that. Brandon Tatum will have to. Look at Brett Cooper. Look at Megan Kelly. Look at them. They've stepped themselves in there, and look what happened to them. They refused to do the right thing, and now they got swept up in the foolishness. Yeah, bad apple spoils a whole bunch. The bunch, albeit the whole basket, 100 really good apples, perfectly ripe, perfectly sound. You put the 100th apple is the bad apple. It's going to ruin the whole pile. The whole pile, even though you had 100 really good, or 99 really pristine apples, they don't change the corrupt one. The corrupt one changes them. So it's just something to think about. I hate that. I hate that that's the case. And this is something else. I did hear this from somebody else. I don't remember who I heard it from. But the way Brandon tells the story, and I did not intend to turn this into a discussion about Brandon and Candace Owens. But let me just break this down. The way Brandon tells a story, you would think they live across the street or around the corner from one another, right? Like my mom and her mom and our kids and this and that. Brandon lives in Phoenix or Arizona, and Candace lives in Tennessee. Those kids don't see each other. Your mamas don't see each other like that. Maybe they talk on the phone. Maybe they FaceTime. But we're not talking about like, oh, my next door neighbor is Candace Owens. I'm going to see her every time I pull out of the driveway or walk out to the mailbox. That's not it. It really isn't as tantamount as he's making it out to be. And it just seems weird. Like, no, sir, that's not the case. But even more than that, if you care about this person, whether they're your next door neighbor or not, if they're really your friend and you don't tell them the truth about where their state is and what they're doing, do you really care about them? Do you really care about them if you don't tell them the truth? I'm just wondering. Brandon lives right down the road from TPUSA, but Candace's father, sister, and other family lives near him. He's friends with them too. And again, Victoria, if that be the case, why is he not telling them the truth though? And why is he not telling her the truth? If he lives, I don't know where they live. If I do know that he lives in Arizona. I know that she lives in Tennessee. I don't know all the other support staff and family members. But my issue is simply, if you're not going to tell the truth and do the right thing for your friend, do you really care about your friend? And again, like my mom is in relationship with some of my friends' parents. My brother is in relationship with some of my friends. That shouldn't change the fact that if I need to tell one of my friends a truth that's going to hurt their feelings, well, because my brother is their friend, I can't tell them the truth. Or because my mom and them FaceTime, I can't tell them the truth. To me, I don't think that's not being fair to anybody. First of all, you're treating the parents like they don't have good sense and they can't discern and say, well, that's something between Jason and Tommy. They ain't got nothing to do with us as friends. Or that's something between Jason and Tommy, not my brother James and Tommy. That ain't got nothing to do with us. Now, if Tommy wants to say, well, hey, because Jason hurt my feelings, I don't want to be your friend, James. Okay. That's between Tommy and James. They ain't got nothing to do with me. If the moms decide they don't want to rock together because I told Tommy that something that he didn't like, well, I mean, that's on them. But why are we treating them like they can't make a decision on their own? To me, it's not a good look. I didn't know this. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Brett being a new mom is even more concerning, in my opinion, because she's doing the same thing that Candace did. Not a single break from yelling on YouTube after having a child. To me, I can't understand that. I mean, but I like what I do here. I do like it. And I can't point my finger and wag my finger and say, I would never do that. Because when we got into town, I was like, man, I think I had got back into the studio and made sure everything worked and turned on everything before my family got all their bags out the car. Okay. So I made sure, I was like, look, I could go live tonight. So I can understand it. Is it good? No. Is it right? No. Is it understandable? I understand it. Now, I don't think a road trip is even on the same scale as giving birth to a whole human. So I'm not trying to make that comparison. I'm just saying I can understand why somebody would want to do that. I like doing it. I just like doing it. I in my prayer, I'm like, God, thank you that when I retired from teaching, I didn't think I was going to have another job where I could just talk all day. Like, wait, I could just talk all day? And that's what I do. I can talk all day. Like, I just like talking and doing this type of stuff. So this is when I say that you all have changed my perspective for the second half of my work career and the second half of my life. I'm not selling you wolf tickets. I'm saying, like, man, this is so fun, so rewarding. I have such a good time tapping in with you. My kids are older. That's true. And again, like, I am putting that in perspective. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Because I'm thinking I was able to take off when both of our girls were born for a good little while. And my wife was off for like, I don't, like 3 months or something crazy for both of them. I don't know. I can understand when you really like doing what you do. But again, I kind of forgot when I said that. Because, mine are like 18 and 16 now, right? That's a whole different game than when they're little tiny little things looking like squash grapes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I had a fresh born newborn right now. I don't know if I would want to do this. I'd probably want to just curl up on the couch because that's all I used to do with my girls when they were fresh. I would probably want to just hang out with them. Maybe they might be sitting over here on the floor in a little rocker chair or whatever, a little what's it called? What's that little chair? Bumbo chair. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good one. So y'all got me dead rights. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they look like little squash grapes. Come on. Tell the truth. You love them. It's your little squash grape, but them kids look like little squash grapes. Come on. Oh, really? I didn't. I admit I don't watch Brett Cooper at all, and I only watch Candace because of y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not be watching Candace under any other circumstances. I didn't know they didn't interact with their audiences. To me, I think that's the best part of the whole evening. Oh, I'm gonna be the best grandpa. I tell them all the time. Did you ever remember when Chief Executive Second Born had the robot baby that she brought from school last year? And I had to keep up with that robot baby for the weekend. Oh, that was the best. That was the best. That thing is crazy. Let me hold on. Yeah, for real. We last school year, Chief Executive Second Born had a robot baby that she brought home for her. I forgot whatever that class is. When we were little, you had like the bag of flour or the egg or the goldfish, where they had this robot baby that responded just like it was a real baby. And it was the best. I mean, it whooped my baby's backside. It was, woo. It changed her whole perspective. Let me find that video. Because it's called like Grandpa, like I had it in the studio. And it was the best. If y'all remember that, man, put a one in the chat if you remember that. That thing was the best. It was a robotic baby, looked just like a real baby, but it would respond like the teacher had all these settings it could put it on. Like there was like apparently it was like 19 different settings. And apparently my daughter got it's somewhere in the crates. I'm looking for it right now. My daughter got the hard setting. That poor thing, oh my gosh. It had her stressed out all weekend. Because if you let it cry too long or anything like that, it would report back. It would narc on you. It would narc on you, man. Hold on, where's Grandpa? That video is so ridiculous. Oh, I just saw it like the other day. I know it's in here. Okay, anyway, I'll find it. Maybe I'll put it in the comment section. It'll wake. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, it was terrible. I felt so bad for her. And so I did everything like, look, I'm gonna do my best to help you out. As long as you're trying to do the right thing, I'm gonna do my best to help you out. So even if I think you like might be a little bonehead, I might need to pop you on top of the head, but I'm gonna try my best to help you. Because I think you're trying the best and maybe you just need some help. And to me, that's the right thing to do as a father. So I'm gonna try my best to help. So I needless to say, I had the baby in the studio, the fake baby in the studio. It was so wild. Where did it go? I can't find the video. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'll find it. I know what Amethyst is gonna show me. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Victoria. Well, the baby determined, if it start, oh, come on. I want to find this video. So it would start crying and you had to there was like a little sensor she had on her wrist and she had to pick up the baby and put the sensor on it. And that would be akin to acknowledging that the baby wasn't crying. The baby couldn't cry for don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. It couldn't be crying for 2 minutes or something. You had to tend to it before that. But same thing with if it needed to be fed, you had to put the sensor on it. No, the bottle had a sensor on it. So the bottle had to touch its face and that would say that it was being fed. Of course, if it needed to change its diaper, the diaper had a sensor in it. So it is super, hold on. It was wild. Come on, Amethyst, what I do with this? So, oh my gosh, I think so. I totally think so. I said, let me tell you, I told both of them, I said, let me tell you, you were not like this. They were little people. They were squash grapes, but they were nothing like this. It was crazy. I found it. Okay. Hold on, man. This video was ridiculous. Okay. All right. Let me pull it in. Oh my gosh. Do y'all want to see it? Put a one in the chat if y'all want to watch it. I mean, I know we've been on here long and I'm just rambling at this point. I will not feel bad. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat if y'all want to watch it later. If you don't want to watch it, it's okay. It's perfectly okay. Oh, these people said they want to watch it. Bless their hearts. All right. So, of course, this is back in the day when I was Dear Woke Christian. Got the maroon. I got maroon curtains back there. I didn't even realize that, man. Y'all got maroon curtains. I was at the coffee shop today with President Firstborn, and one of the baristas had a red beret on, and I was trying to make it crimson. I was trying to make it maroon. I was like, oh, because she looked like a little French assassin. Right? I got maroon curtains back there. I forgot about that. We swapped them out for the black ones. Shout out. We're gonna be doing a remodel soon in here anyway. So shout out. Anyway, okay. So here's the baby. Yep. And Mandy came in. Yep, there it is right there. All right. So Mandy came in. We were talking about this crazy baby thing. Okay. Here it is, y'all. Let me tell you. Okay, I got to tell you this last joke. Okay, I got to tell you this joke. Chief executive second born. She's a freshman in high school, and she's taking an early childhood class, and they're doing the infamous, I dare say, the notorious lesson where the kids get this robotic baby that they have to bring home and have to take care of. Let me tell you, that thing has been killing me and my wife all weekend because it's hard to deal with because it's this little robot, this little baby. I really wanted to bring it in here. It's this little baby. It feels like a kid. It's kind of got a weight like a real infant, but it'll start crying and you have to do certain things with it. And if you don't do it fast enough, it gets louder and louder. It is the best. She was like, look, she's like, I don't even know if I can go to church tomorrow, Dad, because this thing, she has to take care of it. If you don't tend to it fast enough, the teacher will know. So if the baby cries for like an hour, the teacher will know that you left the baby neglected for an hour or whatever. Or if you shake it or goodness gracious, you carry it wrong, all that kind of stuff like that. So it's very sensitive. It is, let me tell you, we have been laughing. We haven't laughed this hard in a good little while watching her try to take care of this thing. She's doing a good job though. She is doing a good job, but it cries for certain things, but then it whimpers and cries for other things. And then it just straight up wails for something else. It is the best. It is the best. I came in her room this morning and she was sitting on the bed looking, her eyes were looking all blurry and she was rocking the baby. She's like, Dad, I haven't slept all night. So, oh, baby. I told her she could have come and got me, but I'm glad she didn't do it. I'm glad she didn't take me up on that. But oh my God, no, not a raw egg. I remember the goldfish. We did goldfish when I was in high school. I mean, this thing. Let me see if she's in there. Hold on. I don't want to yell because I don't know. She might be quiet. She might be like, look, let me take a nap. Make this call her. She's in the living room because she's been holed up in the living room all day because she's like, this is the best place. Let me see if she's in there. Hold on a second. I hear the phone ringing. I think she might be on a nap because she was telling me, she was like, that thing had her up all night. Anyway, all right, maybe maybe I'll do a short or something. It is hilarious though. Me and my wife have been laughing so hard. That thing has blessed us because it is so funny because you gotta, she has like a little wristband. So we're joking about the fact that she's on like, she got an ankle monitor. So when the baby starts crying, you have to hit it with the wristband, put the wristband on, you got to do something to it, pick it up or give it a bottle, change it. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It is the best. So anyway, that's what we got going on over here at Whitaker Park. So I will keep you all posted on it. Maybe I'll do a short on it or something, or have her, maybe, hey, if she wants to talk about it, maybe I'll come back and have her talk about it, but it is hilarious. So besides that, everybody have a fantastic Easter tomorrow. Enjoy your Resurrection Sunday. If you get up early or you go to church on Saturday or whatever, enjoy it. And remember that he is risen, and he is risen indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again real soon. So until then, everybody, grace and peace. Take care. See you soon. The baby's crying. Oh, wait, hold on. Taylor? The baby's crying. That thing is killing me. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can go get her. Hold on.
We had the egg too.
This is Mandy.
I didn't
Mandy
do too well with the egg.
used to help me out.
Not too well with the egg.
No.
My poor egg. And I tried to pass it off with another egg, and she had it marked. Yeah, not too well with the egg. Chicago Red.
In the building. Oh wait, you have to leave? Okay, she's having a rough time. So I'm gonna go in there and help her out.
Baby crying.
Yeah, she was asleep. I figured, I was like, everybody's too quiet in here. She was laid out on the couch, laid out, and then the baby woke up. Robotic. I really wish I could show y'all this thing. This thing is it is stressing her out. So I
It
ran in
sounds
there.
advanced.
Oh yeah, this thing it is very advanced. I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. So, but the only thing is, it doesn't, because there's things that parents do and say to children to help calm them down.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can't do that. You can't say, "Okay, calm down, little Bobby. Calm down, little Sally." Baby don't care to scream.
You said she
So,
was rocking it?
yeah, she's in there rocking him right now, and he is wailing.
That's
She's like,
hilarious.
she's already changed them. She's giving him the bottle, and
You've got to change it?
it has like a sensor on in its nether regions. So when you put the diaper on,
What?
so each diaper has a different sensor, so it knows that it's been changed.
That is
Like,
insane.
Yeah, these are what's it called? Like, I really think that the site is called like Baby for Real or something. She was showing it to me. She's like, these things are intense.
That is crazy.
That's it. Man. Hold on. I'll tell her come in here.
That is crazy.
Oh no,
I thought my egg was too much. And I broke my egg and I tried to pass it off with another egg.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump forward.
She had it marked, and
I don't think I think it's in my phone. I think she sent us a text message. But no, it's super complex, and clearly she don't want to come in here because I've already texted her twice. So I think she was just stressed out. You can tell she woke up. Okay. I hope this does any justice. All right. Do you all see?
it's blurry.
There you
go. There you go.
Those are all the different schedules of these babies. So however many levels there are, that's how many different schedules there are.
That is insane.
Right. There are 15 different schedules. So there could be 15 different, and none of them are the same.
So we
He's
need to
awake.
put parents up for adoption if school ain't open Monday.
Look, it'll be just our luck to have a snowstorm here in Georgia, and that thing got to stay here.
In April.
In April, it'll be just our luck. That's how we rolling over here. No, but no, it is a wild. It's cool. It's
comes,
definitely
by the
different, and I think it would fix a lot of societal problems if that became a normal activity, and do it for a week. It'll change your life.
I bet so. There'll be a lot less babies in high school.
Oh, for sure. Babies in high school. The murder mill down the street would be out of business probably. Oh, here you go. Come here, baby. Come here.
She's gonna have them puffy eyes.
So what does he need?
Right now, he just wants to be rocked.
And this wants to be rocked. Okay. So here's my robotic grandson.
Oh, he looks so real.
Oh yeah.
She's bouncing him. That's so great.
It's called Real Care Baby is the name of the company.
Real care, baby.
Real. I mean.
He's making noises.
Oh yeah. He's just. Oh yeah.
I'm a little freaked out. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, they're cute. I mean, it's. Hold on, let me turn the camera this way. You have to hold them correctly, because if you don't, you're gonna get in trouble. So let me put it this way. All right. So there you go. Does he look like me?
I ain't gonna lie. Your Terrence has a big forehead. I'm sorry.
They mad at your forehead, my guy. Hold on.
There you go.
Problem solved.
Oh, why did you say that?
Man, they mess with your forehead, but they don't know. They don't understand. They don't understand. I mean, so this is it. But so when he starts crying, she has like this little wristband. She has to put it on his chest, and that's the sensor saying that a parent is picking him up, or she's picking him up, because she has to wear the sensor. That's what we call like ankle monitor. This thing right here will change your life, man. This will change your life, man. I'm sorry. If you out there, I'm sorry. Why you call Terrence Hispanic? I think
he'll
look like me.
You know what? He kind of does just a little bit. He does just a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor baby. Okay. Do his eyes close? No, they don't. They stay open. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
I'm going because it's just creeping me out just a little bit. All right.
Appreciate you, Mandy. Thank you, friend.
Uh-huh.
All right, so the wheels on this bus have gone off the rails. I started out with, why are you bothering my boy? Leave my boy alone. Leave him alone. Okay. Anyway, so my daughter has this project at school where she has to keep a baby for, I don't know, since Friday. Let me tell you something. This guy right here is going to change the world, because if everybody had one of these, I'm telling you, there'd be a whole lot less shenanigans. I'm telling you. So anyway, I told her I would help her out. So I'm rocking the baby. Why you messing with dances? Y'all are the best, man. Okay, let me put it back on big screen. Main screen. Be quiet. So hopefully we won't have a breakdown. So we'll. This is the funniest looking thing. All right, so I don't have the wristband. So yeah, you have to change its diaper. It has a sensor on its bottom and a sensor on the diaper. So when you change it, it lets you know it's been changed. No, nothing. It doesn't do anything. It's just like it just wants to be changed. It's like it eats. You just give it this bottle, and the sensor in the bottle near its mouth tells it that it's eating. It takes forever. It takes forever. Okay. All right. No, they can't. So somebody was asked what's going on. Shout out. I was just talking about this video I did sometime ago back in April when my daughter was doing a project for school, and she had a robotic baby that they had to keep alive, literally alive, for the whole weekend. And it was a hoot. We just got a good laugh out of it. That's all I know. I don't even remember how we got there, but it was just a funny time. It was a fun conversation because it really did change my daughter's perspective on children. It changed their perspective. And apparently it changed a lot of the kids in her grade. A lot of them just, they see life differently. That's all. Yeah, that was just meant to just be fun. So that video is on my channel. I thought it was hilarious. I just thought it was a hoot. Because it's just so silly. Like, what in the world? And I mean, the baby was so intricate. Like, how did y'all come up with this, man? Who hurt you? Uh-oh. It might be the baby coming back here. All right. I'm going to get ready to go to bed so I can get up in the morning. I don't have the deacon, but I do want to get up in the morning and get President Firstborn ready so we can get her back up there to school. So everybody, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I really do appreciate it. I will, my goal, my plan, my intention is to stream again tomorrow. So I will do my best to do that, and I'll make sure you know ahead of time. So I'm not just popping up surprising you, but I will make sure you know ahead of time. But remember, Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we got Nathan Livingstone coming on from Milk Bar TV. He and I are just going to have a good conversation, just yap it up, talk. I got some good questions for him. I want him to debunk some of our Candaspiracies, so I'd love to hear what he thinks about that. So everybody, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all real soon. Green hearts on your way out the door. Make sure you tip your waiters. I'll see you real soon. Grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Jay Whitt Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.